Carbon Dino Basketball on 95.3 The Peak. Welcome to the Carbon Dino pregame show on KRPX 95.3 The Peak. Brought to you by Landon's Diesel Service. Leave your truck in the hands of those who know diesel engines. Landon's Diesel Service at 540 South 300 West in Price. And now for tonight's play-by-play, let's join Sonny Buscarini.
Welcome to Carbon Dino Basketball here on 95.3 The Peak. This is where the Dinos play. This is where you need to be for Carbon Dino Sports, especially basketball with it being basketball season. I'm Sonny Buscarini, joined by Aiden Mortensen here in the Sutherland's broadcast booth. Welcome to the Landon's Diesel Service pregame show. Today we are in Richfield, on the campus of Richfield High School. It is the second round of the boys 3A state tournament. The Carbon Dinos and the Richfield Wildcats. And Aiden, welcome back once again. Last night if this game, let me put it this way. If this game is a fourth of the game that we witnessed last night, we're going to have a great game here tonight, because last night up at South Summit High School, the Lady Dinos and the Lady Wildcats, I watched one of the best games I have seen in a long time that I can recall. Probably one of the best games I've ever called.
And Sonny, our words right now can't do it justice, but our words last night can. If you go on over to Castle Country Sports Carbon, a full archive of that game available, as well as tonight's contest with our virtual scoreboard. You can relive that action. And, Sonny, you were right, 51-50. I have never felt defeated after a loss, Yeah. As a broadcaster, you don't feel like you've left it out there, because that's what the players do, but you feel for them. That was just heartbreaking. We also have a full recap of that game available on castlecountryradio.com.
Yeah, I really felt like the Lady Dinos deserved to win that game last night. They fell short 51-50. They led for about 98% of the game, actually. They had a good first quarter, led 10-3 after one, but then it went into overtime. They went back and forth, and at the end, South Summit came away with a 51-50 win, but want to congratulate the Lady Dinos and Coach Blank on a fantastic season. And what an effort last night. They came into that game the 14th seed against the 3rd seed, South Summit, at their place. And they had South Summit on the ropes last night. South Summit knew that they were in a ball game last night when that game ended 51-50.
And, Sonny, we're looking at a very similar set of circumstances
tonight.
Richfield seeded 3rd, Carbon seeded 14. Carbon receiving a first-round bye into the second-round contest. Now, I feel good about this game, Sonny. I feel really good. It's hard to beat a team 3 times, especially when that team is the Carbon Dinos, who have been peaking at the right time. We saw them make the plays they needed to against North St. Pete to close the season. They ended with that. Another nail-biting win, Sonny. That's been a theme across Carbon basketball, a 59-58 victory over the Hawks of North St. Pete. And that was a perfect game for them to end the season on, to enter postseason play, giving them a big opportunity to make some noise here in the second round.
And the Carbon Dinos, if they win, they will play on the 24th. They will play at 2:30 against the winner of the Grantsville Union game, and that will be at Utah Valley. So the winner of this game moves on. The loser today, the end of the season for them. So this is, once again, a huge game, and we've been saying this a lot. The Dinos have had some huge games coming down the stretch with the RPI rankings and everything. This is where they sit now. They had a bye last week. They play Richfield today here, and you never know. Both these teams are now 0-0, as we've always said. There's 2 seasons. There's the regular season, and there's the tournament. So everything starts over right here. Richfield has beaten Carbon twice. It's hard to beat a team 3 times.
It is. It is very hard. In the knockout stages of this tournament, you win this round, you go to double elimination. But right now, it's win or go home. Survive and advance, as the late, great Jim Valvano always said. And that's what the Dinos are looking to do today. Survive and advance. You don't need to do anything spectacular. You don't need to do anything too flashy. You just need to do what can get you the win here tonight. And I think Carbon is a team, especially with all these players finally getting healthy. You're going to see a healthy Ridge Butler on the floor for the Dinos tonight. First time in recent memory that he's been able to get a significant amount of minutes in a contest. So it's going to be a full roster for the Dinos. Richfield, rumblings are they're having a few they've been bitten by the injury bug. You can't really speculate that too much on the high school level, but it's something that definitely could impact this game.
So we take a look at the let's take a look at Richfield first, and we'll go down the list here leading the way. The leading scorer for this Richfield team is Georgian Southwick. He is averaging 14.1 points per game. The forward, senior, 6'2". Where's number 20? Where's number 22? Actually, he is a junior. Where's number 22? He's averaging 14.1 points per game.
And you're going to be feeling pretty good when your leading scorer is a junior. But I like when the Dinos find themselves matched up against a player who can score the ball like that, very good in isolation possessions. They have Logan Bennett, who is just a tenacious on-ball defender. He can lock down your best player and really provide a big boost to the Dinos that they're going to need tonight.
So he averages 14 points a game, and then we have Griffin Wayman, the senior shooting guard, wearing number 11, averaging 11.2 points per game. And if that's not enough, we have senior point guard wearing number 1, Gage Yardley, averaging 10.5 points per game. So this Richfield basketball team during the regular season had 3 players in double digits. That's pretty impressive.
That is, and that shows that this is a team who not only scores the ball well individually, but as a team, they can put the ball in the basket. And we always talk about the difference between having 1 or 2 players who can score against having a full team effort. That's what the Dinos have had throughout the season. Richfield is a team who gets the rare benefit of having both.
Yeah, absolutely. They played good defense. They have 3 players on this team averaging double digits. That's hard for a defense because you can't stop this one guy. I mean, if you have somebody that's holding up the team averaging 18, 20 points a game, you try to shut him down, make somebody else beat you. You don't have that luxury when you play Richfield because they have 3 players averaging double digits that can score the basket.
And the key to this game, Sonny, for the Dinos is going to be not getting off to a slow start. We saw it in the last contest between these 2 teams. The first quarter ended 23-4. The Dinos only lost that game by 10, but a big first quarter run. Richfield does a good job. They build up that initial lead, and then they can kind of coast off of that for the remainder of the game because they build up such a big lead, and then they just answer back each shot you put up.
We can talk about everything, but the one thing the Dinos have to do tonight, they have to have a good start in this game. Being on the road against a good Richfield team, they have to get the confidence starting early in the game. They have to have a good first quarter. Do you agree, Aiden?
I agree completely, Sonny. There's the old rumor that when you play on the road in high school basketball, you start down 8 to 10 points. The Dinos need to defy that cliche tonight if they want to have a chance in the first round matchup.
So we've taken a look at the Richfield basketball team. Let's take a look at Carbon. Carbon has scorers, too, on this team as well, and leading the way is Cannon Mortensen, the senior forward, averaging 11.3 points per game, plus 4.8 rebounds per game. He's just having a great season, the senior, trying to keep his high school career going with a win here today.
Yeah, and more than a scorer, more than a rebounder, he's a leader on the floor, Sonny. He's someone that they can look to voice what they need to do in any given situation. You see him sometimes, they'll get a play from the sideline, he'll identify something on the floor, wave it off, and call him something else. So he is someone who you're going to want to look to run the offense through.
Then Logan Bennett, averaging 10.8 points per game. The junior forward averaging 6.5 rebounds as well. He's having a great season. Was injured there for a while. He's come back strong, playing good basketball.
Yeah, broke his wrist about Game 3 against South Sevier. But since he's come back, Sonny, I think the best way to describe Logan is he is an athletic freak. That kid soars through the air like Superman. He's grabbing rebounds. He can fly, Sonny. I have no doubt in my mind.
Then you have the junior, Kyler Orth. He is averaging 9.8 points per game, 4.5 rebounds per game. So if you look at the Carbon Dinos, they have 2 players with 11 and 10, and then one 9.8. So they almost have 3 players averaging double digits as well. But they spread the ball out as we look and we keep going through the scoring by game. You're going to find out that a lot of people score the basketball on the Dino basketball team. But Orth back and playing well too.
Yeah, it's nice to have this team healthy, Sonny. That was their biggest detriment as region play continued, was they just weren't healthy. But now getting those players back on the floor, it's going to be a big benefit to Carbon.
Then you have Warburton averaging 7 points a game, Butler averaging 6.8, Lancaster 6.5, Ty Mortensen 6.4. So, I mean, you just go down the line, and as you said, they have a lot of players that can put the ball in the basket today. The Dinos have to get off to a good start. Richfield always plays good defense. You've done a lot of Richfield games throughout the years, and They always play good defense.
They do. That's one thing that head coach Rand Janes likes to do. 19th year head coach. You don't get to 256 and 175 as a head coach without playing good defense, and that's one of those fundamentals he instills in his players.
Absolutely. So we'll take a break, and we come back. What do we have coming up here on the Landon's Diesel Service pregame show?
Yesterday we had Coach Brower in the studio for Drive Time Sports. We're going to be playing that interview in full. He's going to be talking about the season, looking ahead to this playoff game, and what may lie ahead for the future of the Dinos program.
Don't go anywhere. The Landon's Diesel Service pregame show right here on 95.3 The Peak. This is where the Dinos play. Don't go anywhere.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck. Because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
You're looking for somewhere you could be proud to work. Komatsu is looking for you. Komatsu is a leading manufacturer of construction, mining, forestry, and industrial heavy equipment. Komatsu currently has openings for seasoned welders, journeyman electricians, and MSHA certified electricians, as well as master machinists. At Komatsu, not only will your skills be rewarded with competitive wages, but you'll also enjoy benefits like a robust 401k plan. Grow with Komatsu. Go to komatsu.com or call Tanner at 636-6150.
This is Dave
and Ryan
from Dave and Ryan's Movie Review.
Experience movies the way God intended them to be seen. On the big screen.
At the King Cole Theaters.
And action.
Whether it's stunning action,
heart-stopping horror,
tender romance,
gut-busting comedy,
or wholesome family flicks,
movies are always better
on the big screen. Connect on Facebook for instant access to showtimes and the latest blockbusters.
With showing 7 nights a week and matinees on weekends, you can immerse yourself in the magic of movies at the King Cole Theaters. Looking for a great meal? Juniper has you covered with delicious pizza, pasta, burgers, sandwiches, and fresh salads. Juniper is open Tuesday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Saturdays from 12 to 8 p.m. Whether dining in or ordering out, Juniper makes it easy. Order through DoorDash for quick delivery straight to your door. From lunch to dinner, Juniper serves up flavorful meals the whole family will love. Stop by and see why Juniper is the perfect place for your next meal. Great food, great atmosphere every time.
JN Auto says it's time to get in the auto buying game. JN Auto is a game changer when you're looking for a new vehicle but don't want to pay the new vehicle price. By making JN Auto a part of your team, you can count on finding quality, gently used vehicles with manufacturer warranties and unbeatable prices. You just found the secret to finding the perfect vehicle. It's JN Auto. Check out their huge inventory at jnautosales.com. JN Auto in Huntington and Price.
It's time you started working close to home. GMS Mine Repair and Maintenance is looking for experienced miners, mechanics, electricians, and surveyors to fill local jobs. Stop traveling every week and let GMS Mine Repair and Maintenance find you a job closer to home and your family. No more leaving your family every week traveling to a work site. There are good paying jobs right here close to home, and GMS Mine Repair and Maintenance can help you get started today. Email your resume to kbarker@gmsminerepair.com. Your new job close to home is waiting for you.
Carbon Dino basketball continues on 95.3 The Peak.
Carbon Dinos on the road, taking on the Richfield Wildcats. It's a 3-14 matchup, but it also marks the third meeting of the season between the two teams. Does that benefit Carbon? I think it may. We're going to talk about that more again. Joining us right now in the studio, we have head coach Taylor Brower. Coach, great to get you back on.
Yeah, I was in here last week. I'm glad I'm back.
Yeah, definitely. That means that there's still some meaningful basketball to be played.
Yeah, there is. I mean, it's just playing games. Let's go.
Yeah. Now we got the Saturday game tomorrow. You guys have to travel on the road to Richfield. And before we talk about the matchup, I do want to get your perspective on the RPI, because you and I had conversations last week, and we knew that Richfield or Canyon View were both possibilities. Mm-hmm. And the great thing about that from a lower seed perspective is it's pretty difficult to beat a team 3 times. And that's what you guys have on your side, I think, going into this.
I agree. You know, I've been a part of teams where we've had to play teams 3 times, and very rarely have I lost 3 times. So, yeah, I know the Richfield Canyon View, when we were looking at the RPI, we were like, we could beat either one of them. I wasn't really looking forward to driving to Canyon View. So I'm glad that we're going to Richfield, which isn't as far, but it's still an away game. It's still hard, but I feel like we have a good chance tomorrow, for sure.
I don't disagree with that. And I also like to look at kind of the layout of how the bracket sets up. You don't want to look past Richfield, obviously, but if you go down to that matchup below, it's Grantsville and Union. And so the foreseeable road is not daunting for whoever comes out of this game. And I know a lot of coaches will look at that, right? You're going to look at your path. Well, if this happens, what's next? And I think just looking at it, you guys have I don't want to say an easy road, but I mean, it's a little bit more favorable than it could be.
You know, and that was our biggest fear going into that last game with North St. Pete. Like, we didn't want to drop to 16 because we knew that if we were on the same side as Morgan, there'd be no way that we'd get there. But if you look at where we sit now, like, I actually like our bracket. I actually like our chances. We just got to win. We just have to beat Richfield, and I feel like we have a good chance against Union. I think we have a good chance against Union, and I think that then one after that, Judge is down. I don't know. Maybe we can still win. I think it'd be awesome if we could, but we just got to take it one game at a time.
What's practice been like this week?
5 days of practice, it's been hard. I'm not going to lie. We've been focusing a lot on just fine-tuning some offenses and our sets, trying to get them so they can work more efficiently. We've been working a lot on defense. We've been scrimmaging a lot, just trying to get out some kinks and move the ball. My practices, I have a lot of rules and focuses. So when we scrimmage, it's not like I just don't let the kids play. I say, hey, the rule for this game is you can't set on-ball screens, or in order for you to score, you have to drive and kick it. So there's certain constraints that I put on practices so the kids can be more apt to adapt to what they see, and then hopefully that translates to games.
I know that in years past, when you have this long of a break, it can benefit the lower seeds for a number of reasons, one being injuries. We've seen this in the past. Teams have gotten healthy going into the state tournament. So 5 days of practice has allowed Carbon to get a little bit more healthy as well.
There in November and December, January, we were missing 5-6 kids. And now we're only down to 2. So I'm grateful for that. We got Rich Butler back this week, and he's a workhorse. He works hard. He's smart. When he was playing for us, he was by far one of the most efficient players. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of role he plays tomorrow. We will play him, but, he's out of shape. He hasn't played since December, so he's only going to be able to play for 1 or 2 minutes. But hopefully those 1 or 2 minutes are going to be the key in helping us get to where we need to go.
Coach, the urgency when you go into what could be the final week of practice, does that set in? Coaches, I know it sets in. Can you relay that to the kids?
It's interesting. Urgency. I don't think I've never felt a sense of urgency this week, honestly. Like, I feel like we've done enough preparation throughout the season to get us where we need to go. I feel like we just haven't clicked yet. We haven't played our best basketball. I'm hoping we play our best one tomorrow. But that's up to the kids. The kids, on the other hand, they're just kind of like, it is what it is. It's just a game. But I think one of the things that our kids struggle with is it's win or go home. Like, it is a do or die situation. I'm really hoping they sense that urgency and they really want to win tomorrow. That's what I'm hoping for. Have I seen it in practice from a few kids, but from the whole team? No, I haven't. So we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Obviously, that's different from a senior compared to a sophomore or a junior, right? The seniors know this could definitely be it.
Yes. The seniors, I have felt the urgency. I have felt like they have felt like, I felt like there's a little more pressure on them. The juniors and the sophomores, they're just still playing. But I don't like the mindset. I hate the mindset of I'm going to have next year. Who cares how this season ends up?
Yeah.
The problem with that mindset is kids, if they have that mindset as sophomores and juniors, when they get to be seniors and they get that urgency, that mindset that they had previously kind of trickles down. And so it's not a good thing to have within a program, because the juniors should want to play for the seniors and win them something. The sophomores should win for the juniors, and so on and so forth. But I feel like that mindset of, hey, we've got next year is something can get changed, and that I'm hoping that can change tomorrow. Because I feel like the juniors, they realize, like, we have a good team, and I hope with the seniors that we have, maybe we can make something happen.
Again, Coach Taylor Brower joining us right now for the Carbon Dino boys basketball team. Tomorrow on the road taking on the Richfield Wildcats. With that being said, Coach, it is different for those freshmen, sophomore, and even some juniors because you don't have a sophomore, you don't have a JV game this week, right? So that changes things up a little bit.
Right, and in practice, I told them, I said, look, even though you don't have a game this week, you still got to practice hard. You've got to make the varsity kids better this week. You have to play hard because we're going into a dogfight with Richfield. Coach James is a great coach. He's been doing it for a long time. I have utmost respect for him, and so I know that we're not just going to go walk in there and walk all over them. They're the ones that have to win, though. The pressure's on them. It's not on us. So I'm hoping that we can take the pressure that they have on themselves and use it to our advantage. And I'm hoping that the juniors and sophomores understood that this week and helped our varsity team get better.
Let's talk about Richfield for a moment. You're obviously well familiar with them now, having played them twice already this season. But one thing that always stands out to me with Richfield is it is very difficult to dig yourself out of a hole against this team with the style of basketball that they play. Obviously, it's changed a little bit since the shot clock, but in the same sense, it's difficult. I mean, quick starts are kind of paramount against a team like this.
You know, Richfield, because they're so senior heavy, in the games they have gotten down, especially in the last two games, I've never really seen them totally panic. They do panic a little bit, especially towards the end of the game. But through the first three quarters, it's very methodical. They just are patient. They get good shots. They realize that if they just, beat you down, that they'll be there at the end or even win at the end. So, yeah, Richfield's a great program. They come out hot, and that's one thing that we can't get down to them. We've got to win. Our worst quarter we've had is the second quarter. So we've just got to play well through the first and the second quarters, and then I think we can weather the storm after that. The problem with our team is we tend to not go on runs when we need to go on runs, and so we need to go on a run when they go on a run. We just got to go eye for eye. We just got to punch for punch into tomorrow, and I think we'll be there at the end if we can do that.
Why is it so difficult to win at Richfield? I mean, this isn't a Carbon thing. I think this is really a team throughout the entire 3A classification. Richfield just plays different at home. I think it's a tough place to go. Why is that?
I think it's because of how tight it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's a fairly new high school, so you would have thought that when they built it, they would have wanted a big arena, but they tried to keep it. And I was actually there when they were building it, and actually talked to them about their design. They said that they wanted to keep it as compact as they possibly could, so that it felt like you were in a pit. They wanted it to because if you go to any place that's a pit, if you go to any place that's like Richfield or even like Carbon, like, it's hard to play in those. If it's tight and people are on top of each other and there's lots of noise and the sound acoustics in there are amazing, like, it's hard to play. And with that brick wall behind the baskets, if you're not used to having a brick wall behind, sometimes that's a little intimidating. And so I think they did a great job in designing it. Even in their old high school with their old gym, it was a great atmosphere. And I think they just wanted to try to keep that there with that new school.
We talked about what they present defensively, right? Because they're a very good defensive team. I think that's one of the staples of Coach James. What do you guys have to do on the defensive side of the ball? Because they have some ball players. They have some kids that can shoot it.
I think one of the things that we're getting better at is our man defense. One thing that we noticed when we watched film from the last two times we played them is if we got up into their grills and made them uncomfortable, a lot of times it would make them shoot
done an excellent job with the boys, and he's a great job when it comes to coming up and talking up here.
17-5 and 12-2 in region play. It doesn't really matter anymore, but that's the Richfield Wildcats and the starting five for Richfield. Gage Yardley, the senior point guard, wears number 1, averaging 10.5 points per game. Griffin Wayman, the senior shooting guard, wears number 3, averaging 11 points per game. Slate Wrights, the senior guard, wears number 12, and Malik Fountain, the senior forward, wears number 21, averaging 5.7 points per game. And number 30, the senior power forward, averaging 7.5 points per game, Hudson Spell. That's the starting five for Richfield.
And Sonny, in popular culture, this is what's referred to as a death lineup. This is a lineup that can shoot the three, they can score inside, they can defend, they can rebound. They use their speed to their advantage, but they also have some size on the floor. It's hard to overcome, but the Dinos are definitely built to compete with this squad.
Starting five for the Carbon Dinos today will be number 4, senior guard Evan Lancaster. He averages 6.5 points per game. Number 10, the junior guard, averaging 7 points per game. Wearing number 10, Carter Warburton. Number 24, the junior forward, averaging 10.8 points per game, Logan Bennett. Number 33, the senior forward, averaging 11.3 points per game, Cannon Mortensen. And number 34, the junior center/forward, averaging 6 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, Ty Mortensen. That's the starting five for the Carbon Dinos tonight. You have both starting five. We're a minute away from tip-off. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get Aiden's final thoughts before the tip, and we'll be ready for Carbon Dino basketball on 95.3 The Peak, where the Dinos play.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
Transform your space with Spectrum Paint, featuring PPG paint, the ideal choice for any home project. Imagine a kaleidoscope of colors at your fingertips, from soothing pastels to vibrant primaries. Whether revamping a room or adding character to your exteriors, Spectrum Paint makes every brush stroke count. Dive into a spectrum where quality meets creativity and paint your world with us. Visit Spectrum Paint to find the perfect shade for your home today.
I don't feel good.
Caring for each and every customer and their needs is the foundation of what Smart Health Pharmacy is all about. So when I need a prescription or advice, I can depend on the pharmacist at Smart Health.
Looking for a new pharmacy? It's never been easier to transfer your prescriptions to Smart Health. Call 687-5050 or go to smart-healthrx.com. Download their app today with convenient drive-through at 221 North Main Street, Huntington.
It's your health. Be smart about it.
Picture this. A sudden burst pipe, flames engulfing your kitchen. Disaster strikes when you least expect it. But fear not, because Restore Wizard of Price is here to save the day. Their team of restoration experts is ready to tackle any fire or flood emergency from start to finish. They're not just here to fix the damage, they're here to restore your peace of mind. Don't let disaster catch you off guard. Call Restore Wizard of Price, 637-9165. Restore Wizard, the magic of a fresh start.
At San Rafael Health, they believe everyone deserves compassionate and dedicated care. Whether you're looking for a place for mom, dad, or any loved one, the doors are open. San Rafael Health accepts private pay, Medicaid, Medicare, and commercial insurance, ensuring quality health care is accessible for all. Let the family at San Rafael Health take care of your family. Call today at 384-2301 and let San Rafael Health provide the care your loved ones deserve.
You've been accused of doing something illegal and charged a foul. It's time to run the court in a game of legal matters. Let Oliver Law jump through the hoops. Robert Oliver believes in innocent until proven guilty. Oliver Law brings you a slam dunk defense for the best possible outcome for your criminal case. And when it's time to go to the foul line, Robert Oliver doesn't miss a shot. Call 435-637-6060 or go to robertoliverlegal.com to request a free consultation. Robert Oliver, passionate about defending the underdog.
The Dinos play here on 95.3 FM, The Peak.
Discover the difference experience makes at Mr. Automotive in Huntington. With over 30 years dedicated to matching the perfect vehicle with the right person in Castle Country, we know a thing or two about cars and about saving you money. Thanks to our low overhead, we're able to pass incredible savings directly on to you. Drive away happy with a deal as reliable as our service. Visit Mr. Automotive today, where experience means savings and you meet your new car.
You gonna fix that?
Fix what?
That dripping faucet?
Someday.
No, how about today? Not only is it driving me crazy, but it's wasting water, costing us money, and could turn into dry rot and other damage.
Guess we better get to Magnuson Lumber and Hardware.
Now you're talking.
Magnuson Lumber features almost 1,000 feet of plumbing accessories and supplies you need to fix your leaking faucets and pipes. Stop in today. Main Street, Castledale. Magnuson Lumber and Hardware. Family owned since 1965.
Welcome back to Carbon Dino Basketball here on 95.3 The Peak, where the Dinos play today. It's the Carbon Dinos and the Richfield Wildcats. Once again, starting five today for the Carbon Dinos will be Lancaster, Warburton, Bennett, Mortensen, and Mortensen. That would be Cannon and Ty. The starting five for Richfield will be Yardley, Wayman, Wrights, Fountain, and Spell. That's the starting five. We're ready for basketball. And the winner of today's game will move on to play on the 24th at 2:30. And that will be at Utah Valley. So a big game here today. The loser of this game, their season is over. So let's hope we keep doing some more basketball, huh, Aiden?
Yeah, a lot riding on this game, Sonny. It's going to be a contest. Both of these teams not wanting to go home. Richfield, a tradition of excellence when it comes to boys basketball. Carbon looking to establish one of their own under first-year head coach Taylor Brower. A lot rides on this game, Sonny. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
We are announcing across from the benches, so we are looking from that view, and the Dinos will be going left to right on your radio dial. They wear their black uniforms, blue with the blue numbers. Richfield tonight coming out with their white jerseys and the blue numbers, I should say, today, which is a little strange.
It is. It is a little strange to see.
But I kind of like it.
Yeah, me too.
So we're ready for the jump. It will be Mortensen. He'll be jumping for the Dinos against Yardley, and we're about ready for the start of today's game. And there's the tip controlled by Richfield. We're underway. Welcome to Carbon Dino Basketball. You were listening to the Landis Diesel Service pregame show with the basketball. It's Yardley. Yardley swings it over left side to Wrights. Wrights back to Yardley. Yardley top circle. Takes it right side. Now he hands it off to Wayman. Wayman gives it back over to the corner of the Wrights. Wrights with the ball, top of the key. Swings it back right side to Wayman. Wayman guarded there by Lancaster. Bounce pass down in the paint to Fountain. Bounce pass down lower in the paint. Shot up. Good. Gage Yardley with the basket in the paint, and it's 2-0.
And Sonny, he's able to muscle that ball in there. He's a strong kid, and he's going to make you pay if he gets into the painted area.
Warburton swings the ball over to the right side to Lancaster. Lancaster guarded closely. Back over to Warburton between the circles. Resets the offense. 20 on the shot clock. 2-0 Richfield. Just underway here at Richfield High School. Goes around the screen, does Warburton, into the paint. Kicks it outside to Mortensen. Mortensen over to Ty Mortensen. Back over to Lancaster. Lancaster shot from 15. Off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound. Warburton puts it up and in.
Carter Warburton doing a good job crashing that offensive glass. The Dinos are going to need to do that. Creating second chance opportunities creates a lot of chaos against a Wildcat team who looks to play in the uniform.
Down the floor they come. Spell with the ball. Spell gives it down low. Gives it to Fountain in the paint. Back outside to Spell. Spell in the paint. Double team. Turnover. We come the other way. Dinos with the basketball, chance to take the lead for the first time, tied at 2. Pass down underneath to Bennett. Shot up and blocked, some contact, no whistle, and we come the other way.
I think that's going to set the tone for the rest of this game. This is going to be a let-them-play affair.
Down low, give the ball off to Yardley, whistle a foul on the ground, and just when you say that, we have a touch foul.
Yeah, no, it looks like it's just going to depend on which ref is going to be blowing that whistle. One ref looking to be a little less aggressive with the whistle. One looking to keep this one a clean affair. So it's going to be interesting to see how that dynamic develops throughout the contest.
So Richfield with the basketball, throwing in on the baseline, and it comes over to Wayman. Wayman with the ball on the right wing. Guarded by Lancaster. Lob pass down underneath. Turnover number 2 for Richfield. We come the other way with Warburton. Across the half-court stripe he comes. Stops at the three-point line. Cross-court pass goes to Mortensen. In the paint. Cannon. They call a jump ball. Once again, some contact there, but they're going to call the jump ball, and it will go to the Dinos because Richfield won the toss. And the Dinos will throw the ball in on the baseline. We are tied at 2 with 5:58 left to play first quarter. And it comes to Bennett. Bennett swings it over to Warburton, top circle. Warburton picked up there by Wayman. Swings it over to the right side. It goes to Mortensen. Mortensen tries to get the ball back down to Warburton. Intercepted and a turnover for the Dinos there first. 2-1 on the turnovers. Richfield with 2, Dinos with 1. Drive in the paint, shot up, partially blocked, no whistle. There was some contact there as Wrights went to the basket. No whistle, and we come the other way, and you're right, Aiden. Right now they're letting him play.
And I like the length of time Mortensen down in the paint.
3-point shot by Cannon Mortensen. No good off the back of the iron. Rebound Richfield.
He's a shot blocking machine when he gets down there, Sonny, and he's going to have a major impact early in this contest.
Down on the baseline with a basketball. Fountain gives it outside. 3-point shot left wing. Good. Griffin Wayman for 3. Nothing but net, and it's 5-2 Richfield.
Who else would it be but Griffin Wayman, Sonny? When he plays the Dinos, he feels like Steph Curry. He just starts pulling up from wherever, and it's going to be nothing but net. He's a dangerous shooter. They're going to want to keep an eye on him.
Under 5 minutes here in the first quarter. Bennett with the ball on the left wing. Drives inside, guarded by Yardley. Kicks it outside to Mortensen. Tie to Lancaster. Lancaster to Cannon. Nice break to the basket. Fake. Puts it up and in. Nice play by the Dinos.
A good patient drive by Cannon Mortensen. He gets the defender off his feet first, avoids the block shot, and is able to finish with 2, strong at the rim.
Nice offensive set for the Dinos. We come back the other way. Richfield with the basketball. With it on the left wing, it goes to Yardley. Yardley swings it back over. Goes to Wrights. Wrights back to Yardley. Down on the below block now for Richfield. Reverse layup, good. Nice play. Hudson Spell with the reverse layup. 7-4 in favor of Richfield. 4:13 left to play first quarter.
And Hudson Spell's a player who over the course of the season has gotten better and better, especially filling in for injuries. He's been able to really put on dominant performances as the go-to center for the Wildcats.
Richfield has good ball movement on the offensive side. Ball knocked away, turnover stolen. The other way, fast break. Spell takes it all away, misses the layup, but a whistle and a foul. Foul on the Dinos. 2 shots for Spell. The foul is going to be on Cannon Mortensen, his first, team foul number 2.
And on the break, Cannon brings the arm down onto the shoulder of Spell, bringing them both to the ground in the process. But he misses the layup, so it's a chance to make that a very good foul for Cannon Mortensen if Spell is to miss.
Senior power forward Hudson Spell at the free throw line. First one up and no good. He's averaging 7.5 points per game and 8 rebounds. So he is a rebounder.
Yeah, no, and you love to have players like that who will buy into the center position. It's not the most glamorous job, but it's one where if it's done correctly, it pays dividends for your team.
Second free throw by Spell is good. He has 3 points. Full court pressure being applied now for Richfield. Dinos break it as Butler checking into the game on the free throws. Cross-court pass goes down underneath to Bennett. Carlson also checked into the ball game. Warburton for 3, good. Warburton has 5. He faked it. The defense went past him, had the open 3, and it's 8-7. Richfield up by 1 and they have the ball.
Gave Wayman a little look as he goes soaring by. Carter Warburton answers back in a big way. They're doing a good job responding to every Wildcat basket.
Yardley with it. Gives it back over to the right side. It goes to Wayman. Wayman for 3, down the barrel. No good off the side of the rim. The rebound comes down to Orth. It's knocked away from him. Spell will lay it up and in.
And you got to grab a hold of that rebound. We saw that last night with second chance opportunities against the Lady Dinos. If you can limit those, you're going to be good. But right now, Richfield playing with some tenacity on the boards.
Nice pass from Bennett down to Orth. Shot up no good. Carlson with the rebound. Puts it up and in, and a foul. And they'll go to the free throw line for a chance for a 3-point play.
Now, the one disadvantage that playing Hudson Spell on defense has is Maxwell Carlson has him by quite a few inches as he's able to just kind of reach over, drop it in, get the foul in the process, and a chance to tie this game at the line.
2:56 left to play first quarter. Richfield with a 10-9 lead. To the free throw line is Maxwell Carlson to try to tie this game up. Dinos shooting their first free throw of the ball game. Free throw's up and good. We're tied at 10.
Much different contest than the first 2 meetings between these 2 teams, Sonny. That's been said time and time again. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row.
Yardley with it. Swings it over to the right side, goes to Fountain, down underneath, shot up and in. Nice pass down inside to Southwick, who checks into the ball game and immediately makes his presence known. His first 2 of the game, 12-10 Richfield.
And Richfield doing a good job there facilitating ball movement along the perimeter, opening up their interior offense.
Butler has the ball knocked away, scramble forward on the ground, bodies. We're going to have a jump, and it will go to Richfield. So a turnover for the Dinos. That's number 4 in the ball game. And checking back in will be Lancaster, and coming out of the ball game will be Bennett.
And I like the quick rotations of the Dinos so far this game, Sonny. It keeps fresh legs on the floor, and it allows you to give some different looks on offense, and it makes the defense have to adjust on the fly.
Yardley with it. Yardley swings it right side. Goes to Wayman. Wayman to rights. Back to Wayman. Back to rights. They play catch. Now they get it down on the low block. Working his way in. Off the glass. Good. Nice play by Fountain. He just got the old-fashioned low block pass. Worked his way in. Puts it up and in. And Richfield up 14-10 now with a couple of good offensive possessions. The Dinos cut it to 1.
And he buys a good mismatch against Mazzoni as he just has him in terms of physical development. That's a senior against a sophomore. The senior's going to win that 9 out of 10 times, Sonny. What you want to see is you want to see a player crash down to apply some double-team pressure, make him really earn that basket because there it was too easy for the Wildcats.
You know, we said in the pregame show that the Dinos had to get off to a good start. 14-10 Richfield. They're within 4 with 1:57 left to play in the first quarter. I like their position right now here early in the game.
No, this is a much better start than we've seen the first 2 times. First time these 2 teams met, it was 23-4 at this juncture. Right now, Dinos hanging right in, 14-10. They haven't allowed any big runs from the Wildcats. They just need to get an answer offensively on this possession.
On the floor for the Dinos is Butler, Bazzoni, Orth, Lancaster, and Carlson. 5 on the floor for the Carbon Dinos. 1:48 left to play in the first quarter. Richfield with the lead, and they get the steal. The turnover back down the other way comes Wayman. Wayman with it, 3-point line, pass down low, knocked away, and a turnover back the other way, whistle and the foul.
That was a very late whistle, Sonny. That was about 3 seconds after the foul occurred, but it looks like they're not going to call it against the Dinos. They're going to call it on the Wildcats, so I guess a more timely whistle in that case.
Both teams with 2 fouls. 1:38 left to play here in the first quarter, 14-10 Wildcats. Dinos with the basketball. Butler will walk it past the half-court stripe. They'll pick him up there. Swing it over to the left side to Lancaster. Lancaster looks down to the low post. There's nothing there. Gives it to Carlson. Carlson swings it over the right side. Back to Butler. Slips and falls. Gets back up. Kept his dribble alive. Impressive there. Gives it to Orth. Back to Butler on the baseline. Nothing doing. Good defense that time by Wrights. Gives it back outside. That's going to be a charge. Charge on Orth. Nice defense by Wrights. He was all over the place on that defensive set, and he gets the charge.
And Richfield's doing what they need to do right now to keep this in their favor. They're trying to limit the momentum of the Dinos, but another substitution as you get both Mortensons back into the contest. They were wreaking some havoc defensively early in this contest, so it's going to be interesting to see if they still have that tenacity with them.
They're back in the game. It's 14-10 with 1:08 left to play. Richfield with the basketball, taking it strong to the basket. Kick it back outside. Goes to Wayman. Wayman for 3 down the barrel. No good. Offensive rebound done underneath. Nice play by Fountain. He's triple teamed. Kicks it back outside. Swing it over to the left. Checking into the game was Curtis. Swings it over to Southwick. Southwick got it by Orth. Over to the right side. It goes to Yardley. Yardley down low. Fountain. Their shot in the paint. Up and no good, and a whistle and a foul and free throws for Richfield with the chance to make it a 2-possession game here. Actually a 3-possession game, at 14-10. And going to the free throw line to shoot 2 free throws will be Malik Fountain.
And Fountain takes that ball to the rim with such determination. He wants those points, and if he has to earn them at the line, he's going to try to, but his first shot just off the front of the rim, he can't find it.
1 for 3 from the free throw line is the team for Richfield. Dinos 1 for 1. 42 seconds left to play in the first quarter, and that's a 14-10 Richfield lead. Second free throw was up, and it is good.
And the atmosphere here at Richfield High School, Sonny, is electric. We have the band to our right, the student section in front of us, and they are doing everything they can to disrupt the Dinos. It's going to be a battle, not just on the court, but outside of it, as the fans for the Dinos need to get something going.
Warburton with the basketball, swings it outside to Mortensen. Cannon with it. Guarded closely there by Spell. Swings it over to Bazzoni, who drives inside. Cross-court pass goes to Warburton. He'll shoot the 3. Got it again.
And Carter Warburton's fake pass is one of the things that has kept them in this game. He's able to they're used to seeing him pass the ball very easily, and now with that pass fake to an open three, it's been a consistent offensive pressure for Carbon so far this contest.
7 on the game clock, shot clock off. Southwick drives all the way to the basket, laid up, no good, whistle and the foul. Free throws for Richfield. It'll be their 5th and 6th. And you got to give the Richfield student body some credit here on a Saturday afternoon, and there is a ton of them here.
Yeah, they have packed this gym, Sonny, and that just shows how big of a deal sports are in this rural community. Rural communities for Carbon as well, they've traveled very well in both of these games in 2 very out-of-the-way locations.
First free throw up and good. Southwick has 3. 3 for 5 as a team from the free throw line for Richfield with 3 seconds up to play in the first quarter. They up 16-13. Second free throw up, and it is short off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound Dinos, length of the floor shot, no good, and that's how the first quarter ends.
I thought I had a chance there for a second, Sonny, but then it's that classic trick of our viewing angle not lining up with the actual shot because that's sort of wide left of the basket.
We've played a quarter. It's Richfield 16 and the Carbon Dinos 13. Carbon Dino basketball here on 95.3 The Peak, where the Dinos play. Don't go anywhere. We got a good one going.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck, because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
The Dinos play here on 95.3 FM, The Peak.
Welcome back. You can hear the band playing. It's electric in here at Richfield High School. Round 2 of the 3A basketball tournament. Whenever this game goes to Utah Valley on the 24th. It'll be a 2:30 game. And after 1, it's Richfield up 16-13. Good quarter for both teams. The Dinos had a good first quarter. We felt like they had to. And they did.
Yeah, no, that was what they needed to do to start this game. Now they just need to continue that pressure throughout the contest. The downfall of the Dinos all season, Sonny, and we've talked about it time and time again, is they have one bad quarter. They've got one out the way. They just need to play 3 more solid quarters of basketball to keep this game within reach.
Bennett, Butler, 2 Mortensons, and Lancaster in the ballgame for the Dinos. Give it over to Lancaster. Lancaster fakes the 3, gives it to Cannon Mortensen between the circles, drives inside. Works his way on the baseline. Couple of bumps, no foul, no harm there. Give it over to Butler. 3-point shot partially blocked. It goes to Richfield and a whistle and a foul on a reach.
And you know, that we talked about this on the way here, Sonny. You don't want those fouls far away from the basket. There's no point in trying to get it fouled that early. You need to keep those to keep yourself not only in the game, but the ability to apply pressure when they get close to the basket where you're going to want to look at potentially fouling. A foul back there is kind of a waste.
Yeah, that was a foul underneath the basket on the other side. So you give a foul away the further from the basket that you can be. Down underneath the shot, up off the glass, no good. And the rebound comes down to the Dinos. Southwick had a good look, couldn't get it dropped. We come back down the other way. It's Lancaster with the basketball. Comes to the right wing, still now with it. Goes on the baseline. Picked up his dribble, takes the shot from there. No good short, and the rebound comes down to Spell.
He did a good job clearing with the fake handoff, and then to his pivot foot he went, but couldn't get the shot to fall.
Nice pass from Curtis. Southwick gets the layup. A nice fast break for Richfield, up 18-13, now up 5.
And you need a big response here, Sonny. You can't let them continue to run away with this game. You're down 5. It's manageable still, but you don't want it to get out of hand. And they have a chance playing against the Wildcats where that's a very real possibility.
Ball goes out of bounds off the Dinos. It's an unforced turnover there. It goes through the hands of Lancaster, and that's number 6 for the Carbon Dinos. Richfield with 3. The Dinos are 1 for 1 from the free throw line. Richfield 3 for 6.
There's good pressure brought by Southwick, causing that turnover as he checks out of the game for a little rest out and checks back in.
So Richfield with the basketball, up 5, 6:36 left to play in the first half. Ball goes to Yardley. Yardley guarded closely there by Bennett. Now goes to the left wing. Picked up by Mortensen. Swings it over the right side to Wayman. Wayman back over to Curtis. Curtis down on the left side, goes to Yardley. Down low, it goes to Spell. Underneath, move good. I like the way Spell plays down in the paint. He's that old-fashioned type of player that we really like, Aiden.
Yeah, it's some of our favorite basketball.
3-point shot down on the other end by Lancaster is up and no good. It's 20-13. Richfield with 6:06 left to play in the first half.
And outside of Carter Warburton, the threes just haven't been falling for the Dinos today. Right now, they need to get something going. Set yourself up on a fast break opportunity. Build some confidence there. Get the ball into the interior. You don't want to keep taking 3-point shots if they're just not falling. You need to build some confidence closer to the hoop, and then you can start working your way back out.
Warburton, Carlson, and Orth into the ball game, along with Lancaster and Bennett. Curtis with the basketball, stolen by Warburton. Fast break the other way, one-on-one, blocked out of bounds. I think he got some hands there, but no whistle, and the Dinos will have the ball on the baseline.
Up here, Sonny, it looked really clean. That was a good block by Hudson Spell. He's been doing a good job on turnovers, getting back and applying a lot of pressure at the rim, something which Richfield does so well over the course of this season.
And it comes to Carlson, back to Bennett on the baseline right. And a turnover for the Dinos. The ball was knocked out of his hand, tried to save it, fast break the other way, and Richfield gives it right back to Carbon.
It's those dang angled kneecaps of Slate right, Sonny. They try and throw it off, expecting it to bounce right back. Nope, it angles right to his teammate. So even inadvertently, Richfield is a very good basketball team.
5:34 and running first quarter. This is a huge possession for the Dinos, I think, right here, down 7.
Yeah, you've given up a 7-0 run. You want to find some confidence here.
Carlson was wide open. They missed him underneath the basket. Gives the ball to Bennett. Bennett to Warburton between the circles. 16 on the shot clock. Plenty of time. Goes around the screen set by Orth. And a blocking foul called on Richfield. Honestly, I didn't see that.
No, neither did I, Sonny. It looked more like Warburton tripped over himself. But you'll take a call like that if you're Carbon. It gives you another shot at the basket. Shot clock goes back to 35, and you have some more time to try and get something working offensively.
Swing it over to Warburton, right side. Bounce pass goes to Bennett. Bennett on the baseline right. Forces a pass down underneath, knocked away, and another turnover for the Dinos, number 8. Fast break the other way to Rice. They'll set it up to Yardley, and Yardley will set the offense with 4:58 left to play first half, 20-13 Richfield.
A 4-0 run to open the quarter, Sonny. Defense has been keeping for these two teams, but Richfield has been able to find the basket more consistently.
Dinos trying to stay away from that bad quarter. Shot up and no good. Rebound Carbon. Now a scramble for it. Taken away by Richfield. Kick it outside. 3-point shot for Wayman. No good. Ball tipped out. Richfield will get another chance. Chance number 3 on this possession for Richfield. Starting to get the offensive rebounds. Gives it to Wayman. Drives inside. Whistle. A blocking foul called on Carbon.
And, Bennett just didn't have his feet set underneath the basket, and it's a judgment call. It's one of the hardest calls you can make as an official.
Say it all the time.
Yeah, time and time again, it's a judgment call, and there's so many factors you have to consider into it. Where it's taken place, are they set, what was the intent of the driving player? There's so much that goes into it, and unfortunately that time, Sonny, doesn't go in favor of the Dinos as they look to continue with a 5-0 run on this shot.
Wayman's free throw is nothing but net. He has 4 in the ball game. 4-4-7 for the Richfield Wildcats as a team from the free throw line with 4:26 left. Their biggest lead of the game now 8, 21-13, chance to make it 9.
And with how dirty Wayman has done the Dinos in the past, holding him at only 5 now is a major accomplishment. Normally he's shooting the lights out.
And the senior walks up and hits both free throws, 22-13, 9-point lead for Richfield. Danger time for the Dinos right now. They need a basket.
Yeah, no, you're on a run. Richfield's on a run right now to the tune of 9 points. You can't let that reach double digits, or else this is going to be their bad quarter. Right now, we're in a bad first half of a quarter, and we've seen that before too. 3.5 good quarters of basketball, but just a 4-minute run can speed the difference between a win and a loss. And right now, Sonny, that loss sends you home on a long, long bus trip back to Carbon High School.
Good timeout by Coach Brower. Try to change this momentum here in the second quarter. The Dinos had 13 points to start the second quarter, 4:22 left to play in the second quarter, and they have 13. They've been outscored 6-0.
And you got to give credit to the Richfield defense too, Sonny.
Yes,
they have
absolutely.
locked down. They've put the clamps on Carbon currently, and they need to find an answer, and it's going to have to come in terms of a half-court set. We haven't seen much of that. They've been doing a little more of that freestyle offense that we've seen early in the season. Midway through, they started moving to half-court set, but old habits have died hard as they started moving back to a little bit more of a street ball look.
So with the basketball, the Carbon Dinos, and with it is Warburton. He'll walk it up the floor. Now he trots it up, gets past the R, and swings it over to the left side. Goes to Bennett. Bennett on the left wing. Whistle and a foul. And there has been some fouls called on Richfield. The thing about Richfield is now that is their second foul, but they're not shooting fouls. The Dinos are fouling Richfield in the act of shooting, so that's the difference. 8 free throws for Richfield, only 1 for Carbon.
And the difference is Carbon's forced to foul on the break. That's how they're getting these shooting fouls. Carbon gets fouled along the perimeter in non-shooting motions.
With the ball, it's Lancaster, gives it to Orth. Tip of the key now, drives inside back to Lancaster, three-point line right wing, gives it to Bennett. Bennett over to Warburton. Orth for 3. No good, short off the front of the rim, and the rebound comes down to Richfield. Down with the rebound, Southwick will bring it up the floor. Gives it to Yardley, right side, fakes to 3, drives inside, bounce pass underneath the spell. Lay it up, no good. Rebound comes down to the Dinos. Good offensive passing by Richfield, couldn't finish. We come the other way, it's Bennett. Bennett in the paint, nice pass to Carlson. He can't get it to go, and a whistle and a foul. Had a chance for a three-point play. It hit the back of the iron, the front of the iron bounced out, but he'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Maxwell Carlson with 3 in the ballgame, chance to make it 4 and 5.
And he jumped high enough, he almost threw it down, Sonny. He ended up just trying to drop it in, but sometimes like those rigged carnival games, it bounces around, you think you have it, and it falls right back out.
Free throw, no good.
And free
throw. So that's a good foul by Richfield there, because it was going to be an easy 2.
And free throw troubles have been something over the course of the season that the Dinos have struggled with. They need to find a way to get more consistency at the charity stripe. They're called free points for a reason.
Well, right now they just need to see the ball go in the basket in the second quarter. And second shot, no good as well. So they've yet to see the ball go through the rim. In the second quarter, they sit on 13, 22-13 Richfield. Swing it over to the right side, goes to Spell. Spell, three-point line. Bounce pass down underneath the Yardley. His layup, no good. How that didn't go in, I have no idea. It rolls around, and it goes to the Dinos.
There's a lid on the basket right now, Sonny. No matter how good of a look you're getting, neither team has been able to score. You may look at the fact that Carbon hasn't scored a basket this quarter. Richfield's only scored 6.
Yes.
So offense has been at a premium right now. Whatever team can start building that confidence first, see the ball go into the basket now, will end this drought.
Butler swings it over to the left side. It goes to Cannon Mortensen to Ty Mortensen. Back to Butler. Warburton and Orth on the floor with those 3. We have a whistle and a foul away from the ball.
That's team foul number 3 against Richfield. Four. Team foul number 4. Richfield in danger now. If they foul along the perimeter again, Carbon's going to get chances at the line.
Dinos will shoot free throws for the rest of the half with 3:06 left to play, and it comes to Warburton in the backcourt, and he'll walk it back up past the half-court stripe. Picked up there, swings it over to the left side to Cannon Mortensen. Fake, back outside, they're going to call another charge.
And Cannon slaps the ground. He's not happy about that one at all. A little frustration boiling over for the Dinos now. They're trying to get something going, but that intensity can also boil over in the wrong direction from fired up to anger, and that leads to a lot of unnecessary fouls.
4-3 on that charge call on the foul situation. Richfield with 4, Dinos with 3. Richfield with the basketball, swing it outside Fountain. Fountain gives it over to the left side, goes to Spell. Spell with the bounce pass down to Yardley. Down low, kicks it back outside. 3-point shot up, no good. That shot missed by Southwick, and the rebound comes down to the Dinos. Here comes Warburton. Ahead to Cannon Mortensen for 3. Halfway down, pops out, no good, and the rebound comes down to Curtis.
It was a great pass by Carter to set it up, just nothing coming from it.
Foul on Mortensen on the sideline. That will be foul number 4. So the Dinos quickly catch up to Richfield on the foul situation. Now we'll be shooting for the rest of the quarter for both teams. 22-13, 2:21 left to play.
Frustrated is the best word to explain the Dinos right now. They're just upset about their performance on the court, and right now they're just trying to get anything going for themselves, but the basket's not playing in their favor, and neither are the Wildcats.
Pass down underneath. Beautiful save by Wrights. Kick it outside for 3, and it's good. The 3 by Curtis. But the save is what made that play. 25-13. The Dinos down now by 12.
And Curtis, not one of those players you usually see on the floor for the Wildcats, but he is checking in, and he's making the most of his minutes.
Warburton loses it out of bounds. It had to be knocked out by Richfield because he wouldn't have just thrown the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, no, Carter's not a player who would throw a chest pass to the padding. Definitely some contact on that play. They get the ball back, though. So 21 seconds on the shot clock, minute 54 left, trying to avoid the scoreless quarter.
And it comes to Warburton. Warburton down. It goes to Bennett. Bennett, 15 feet from the basket, back to Warburton, swings it over. Butler with the ball. Butler picked up there. Hands it back to Warburton. 8 on the shot clock. Good defense by Richfield. Warburton drives inside, kicks it back out. 3 seconds. Stolen. Nice defense that time by Richfield, and then they traveled. So the shot clock will start over because there was a change of possession. So Richfield did all that tough defense, and they get the ball and give it right back to the Dinos with a new shot clock. But that was an impressive defensive set by Richfield.
That was smothering. It was like a wet blanket fell over the Dinos, Sonny. They were not letting them have anything. Glue trap defense from the Wildcats as they look to hold the Dinos scoreless still.
And it comes Warburton with the basketball. Minute 29 left to play in the first half. 25-13 down to Warburton, knocked out of bounds. Dinos will retain possession on the baseline, but they have yet to score here in the second quarter.
And he tried to find Lancaster open in the quarter, but Richfield did a good job reading the passing lane, getting a hand out, deflecting it outside, out of bounds, making it a much tougher out-of-bounds play for the Dinos.
Warburton to throw it in. He's 2 for 2 from the three-point line. Kind of filling it from there. Like to see him get some open threes, but Richfield's giving him nothing now. Kick it outside to Lancaster for 3. That one's good.
They needed something, and Evan Lancaster finally responds for the Dinos.
25-16. Yes, they needed something badly there. Spell with the ball. Cross-court pass goes to Curtis. Curtis hands the ball off to Wrights. Curtis in the paint. No good. Rebound Orth. Orth to Warburton. Warburton ahead to Lancaster. Down the left side he comes. Around the screen. Takes it all the way to the basket. Off the glass, no good. Rebound comes down to Richfield with it. It's Fountain.
And Lancaster's like a man in the desert who got that first sip of water with the 3. And now he's thirsty for more. Taking it strong to the rim, just couldn't get the lucky bounce.
Shot clock is almost even with the game clock. 3-point shot, no good. Rebound out of bounds. Off the Dinos, they get the ball on the baseline.
And you got to get that rebound strong, Sonny. We've seen it too many times from both Carbon squads. They go up with one hand, make initial contact with the ball, but they fail to get that second hand up there, collapse it, and bring it to their chin. That's something that every coach is preaching as a fundamental of basketball.
Yardley throws it in, and it comes to Wayman. Wayman on the right side, pulls it back, 24-23, shot clock off. They can wait for the last shot if they so wish to with the 25-16 lead. I don't see why they wouldn't.
Yeah, no, you don't want to give them any momentum. If you can end with a basket here, you still have all the momentum on your side.
Yardley guarded closely by Bennett, whistle and a foul. And it's going to be free throws with 7 seconds left.
And that's the
one thing you did not want to do.
Yeah, that's the last thing you wanted to happen. Bennett, he played good defense, but Yardley got caught up in his feet, tripped as a result of it, and they're going to call that a body foul against Bennett. He picks up his second of the game with 7 seconds left. Richfield at the line again.
It's a good play by Yardley. I think he kind of had Bennett bite on that foul.
He did. He got him where he wanted. He's like a master fisherman. He waits. It's patience. It's a game of patience, and he makes him pay once he gets any separation.
Yardley with 3. Free throw number 2 is up and good. So he walks to the free throw line, hits them both. 27-16. 3 seconds left to play. Warburton to Orth at the buzzer. Off the glass, almost went, but didn't. And that's how the first half ends.
Yeah.
Nice second quarter for Richfield. Not so much for the Carbon Dinos, and it's a 27-16 Wildcat lead.
It's a relentless defensive effort from Richfield. They held the Dinos to 3 points. You got to give them credit. That first quarter had me believing in the Dinos, but then Richfield reminded everyone here who they are and why they're the number 3 seed and why they won the region championship. They play to win, Sonny. They don't build a lead and then play to not lose. They play to win regardless of the situation they find themselves in. And right there, they're just dominating it in all aspects of the game, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
They outscored the Dinos 11-3 in the second quarter, and that's where we sit here at the half. 27-16, Richfield with the lead. We'll take a break, and when we come back, the Castle Valley Orthodontics halftime show. You're listening to Carbon Dino Basketball on 95.3 The Peak. This is where the Dinos play. This is where you need to be for Carbon Dino Sports.
You can have a healthy, beautiful smile at any age. Hi, I'm Dr. Daniel Cowley, owner of Castle Valley Orthodontics. Treatment is a viable option for almost any adult. And like kids, adults can experience the self-assurance that comes with a confident smile, along with the benefits of improved oral health. Come in for a free consultation and see how Castle Valley Orthodontics can get you on your way to a beautiful smile. Affordable payment plans are available. Call 637-2222 for a free consultation today.
My son and daughter both play sports. A lot of sports. And with that can come injuries, bruises, sprains, and unfortunately breaks. That's why we use Eastern Utah Imaging. They're a convenient and local option for imaging and an important part of a student-athlete's team.
Eastern Utah Imaging for high-quality, affordable MRI and X-ray services. Many quick scans take 30 minutes or less. You can call for an appointment or ask your doctor to refer you to Eastern Utah Imaging. North Fairgrounds Road in Price. Call 636 X-ray. That's 636-9729.
Drive into savings with Desert View Federal Credit Union. If your vehicle's introductory rate just expired and you're looking at a scary new payment, it's time to get to Desert View Federal Credit Union. They offer competitive refinancing options that will keep your payments manageable. Plus, the knowledgeable staff at Desert View Federal Credit Union will make the transition smooth and hassle-free. Don't let high rates speed off with your cash. Take control of your finances. Visit Desert View Federal Credit Union today.
Membership and eligibility apply. Loans on approved credit. Member NCUA.
Clean Cut Roofing and Siding.
Do you sell lightsaber chopsticks?
No.
Bagpipes?
Definitely not.
Screaming goats?
What?
I thought you said you had something for everyone.
Yes, something for everyone that needs any type of new roof or siding.
Oh, so no cowbells?
No, we're roofing and siding experts, but maybe with more cowbell.
Since 2003, you get peace of mind every time with Clean Cut Roofing and Siding. CleanCutRoofingSiding.com. Discover peace of mind with Dawn's Hometown Insurance, now even closer to home at their new location, 58 West Main Street in Price. Connect directly with friendly agents, ready to tailor a package just for you. Imagine bundling your home, auto, and life insurance, simplifying your life while maximizing savings. Experience personalized service designed to protect what matters most to you. Visit Dawn's Hometown Insurance today and feel the difference.
When it comes to doing spring projects around the house, I like to do it myself.
You mean we. You, me, and Central Commission. Honey, you know you're all thumbs.
Guilty. So that's why we get all the helpful advice from Central Commission needed to get our DIY projects done right.
Plus all the lumber, hardware, plumbing, electrical, paint, and more at just one store. And at prices we can afford.
See the helpful pros today at Central Commission, North Main Street Helper.
435-472-5579.
Carbon High School basketball on KRPX 95.3 The Peak.
Welcome to the Castle Valley Orthodontics halftime show here at Richfield. We have a gymnasium with blue everywhere.
You know, it helps, too, that it's not just one team. One team's not wearing red, so that's a good sign because Carbon also wearing blue, and they've showed up in spades, Sonny. The Dinos always travel so well. You got to love the community support that follows around both of these teams.
See, a lot of people here for Carbon that was at the game last night.
Yeah, they had to drive through that canyon, too, and Sonny, let me tell you, that was not a fun task.
No.
I think I saw the lights of heaven a few times, either that or an oncoming semi-truck, but... Yeah, I'm glad to see that they made it safely. I'm glad to see that they made it here today.
Yep. Good first half of basketball. Richfield with the lead, 27-16. As we talked about before we went on break, and while we were on break, we talked a little bit about it off air as well, 27-16. Another one of those quarters for the Dinos where they just go cold, and they scored 3 points, and the 3 points was late in the quarter, so they went scoreless for almost the entire second quarter, and they get those cold spells. You've got to see the ball go through the basket.
You know,
it's like an offensive player that is a good offensive player that you shut them down, and you just don't want them to make one shot, because once they make one shot, the confidence level changes. You and me both agree with rhythm and momentum. And that's a big thing, and the Dinos just had no momentum in that second quarter.
And when those cold spells start, Sonny, it's a mess. Once one player starts missing, it's like the flu. It spreads across the floor, and soon enough, everyone is having a cold streak. Evan Lancaster breaking the ice, though, with that three late in the second quarter. But at that point, it just felt like it was too little too late as Richfield really seized the momentum. They were only held to 9 points, or to 11 points in that quarter, Sonny, but it feels like it should have been a lot worse.
Let's take a look at scoring by individuals. We'll start with Richfield. And just chime in as we go down. Aiden goes down the list. Leading the way for Richfield is Hudson Spell. He's averaging 7 points per game, 8 rebounds per game. He had a fantastic first half with 7 points, and he's changing the way the game is being played on the defensive side in the paint, and he's making his presence known on the offensive side of the paint. just a very good first half of basketball for the senior Hudson Spell.
Yeah, he has been lighting it up, and it's always fun to see. He's one of those players who over the course of the season has gotten better and better. And that's what has made all the difference in the world for Richfield, as they had to deal with some injury troubles late in the season. So having him able to get into that rhythm, get the rest of the team got healthy, it's going to pay dividends for him as the season progresses.
So we have Southwick with 5 points and Wayman with 5 points for Richfield. Then Yardley has 4, Curtis with 3, Fountain with 3, and that's the scoring for the Richfield Wildcats. They have 27 points in the first half. They're 7 for 10 from the free throw line. They've had only 5 turnovers in the first half. They've taken very good care of the basketball, and I really think that that's some of the reason why the second quarter happened the way it did.
That is very true, Sonny. And when you have players, we talked about this in the pregame show, when you have a team who can score diversely and score in bunches like Richfield has, that's a rare combination. Normally you either see a team that can score equally or a team that has 1 or 2 high scores. Richfield puts both of those together for a very potent offensive attack. And on defense, they're no slouch either. They are just locked down. At times it looks like they've been smothering the Dinos, but they do it in a clean way that limits fouls.
Carter Warburton leading the way for the Carbon Dinos. He has 8 points in the ballgame, 2 threes. I believe he's 2 for 3 from the 3-point line. But they need to, it looks like Carter's filling it with the shot today. They need to try to get him some open threes.
Yeah, they really need to find him. And Richfield, they noticed that in the first
quarter.
Sure
they did.
He was up to 8, but they held him to 8 in that frame. And so they're going to probably keep applying that pressure to Carter because he's feeling it right now, and they don't want him to get going because he's the player right now who I'd look to try and claw the Dinos back into this game, no pun intended.
Carlson with 3, Lancaster with 3, Mortensen with 2. That's the scoring for the Carbon Dinos for a total of 16 points. Only 4 players scoring for the Carbon Dinos. Usually we see a little bit more scoring by several players, just 4 for the Dinos here in the first half. Richfield has had 6 score. The Dinos are 1 for 3 from the free throw line, and they have 9 turnovers. Now, they've only shot 3 free throws. Richfield shooting 10. We figured that would happen. Richfield likes to go down in the paint. They usually shoot some free throws, and that's no surprise there. But the difference in the ball game right now, I feel like possibly the turnovers, the Dinos having 9 turnovers, a lot of those in the second quarter, trailing 27-16 with only 3 points in the second quarter for the Dinos.
Yeah, when you look at players who are normally scoring for Carbon at this point of the game, Kyler Orth has been held scoreless, Logan Bennett has been held scoreless, and Ty Mortensen has been held scoreless. Those are 3 players you usually see are good for about 8 or 10 points a night. So they're going to have a big second half explosion, which is something, though, the Dinos have been doing a good job at as the season has progressed.
So we're almost ready for the start of the second half. You got some scores for us from around the state?
That I do, Sonny. Let me pull those up. Starting in Judge Memorial. That's the game that a lot of people are most surprised at right now as they play the Delta Rapids. Judge, the defending state champion, Sonny, they're only up 28-118 at the half on their home floor. Delta looking to pull another upset. They've been catching fire as of late. Over on our sister station, KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. American Heritage up 29-26 over the Emory Spartans. So Spartans making the trip up to American Fork, trying to fight for their lives right now. That's an 8-9 matchup. You expect that one to be close. And finally, another Region 12 game as Morgan is up 41-11 over North San Pete at the halftime break. That one more of an expected from the number 1 seed in the state.
Really impressed with the way Delta has played here late in the season, and they're carrying into the tournament now.
When we saw them the first time, they looked like a very beatable team by anyone. But when we saw them the second time, that was a team who looked much improved in every aspect of the game.
Richfield with the basketball first. They have it. They swing it over the left side. 3-point shot up and no good. That's an over the back. Did we get the call? We got a jump ball. That should have been over the back.
That should have been. You can't reach over a player, bend him backwards. I mean, thank goodness for the flexible spine of Logan Bennett, or else he might have been snapped in half.
They called jump ball, and it goes to the Dinos.
Yeah, folded him like the table in front of us.
With the basketball, it's Warburton, right side. Picked up there. Wayman on him. Warburton still dribbles in. Little shovel pass, tried to get it to Ty Mortensen on the baseline. Good idea, couldn't get it to him, goes out of bounds, and the turnover for the Dinos. That's number 10. and it goes back to Richfield, 27-16, just underway second half.
And in terms of officials, the mantra today has been let them play. Lots of contact at times, but they haven't been blowing that whistle very much for both teams. So I think a very evenly called contest.
Beautiful pass down underneath. Fountain wide open in front of the basket. Nobody around him for the easy two. 29-16, Richfield up 13. Hope you enjoyed the Castle Valley Orthodontics halftime show. I want to thank our sponsors to help bring you Carbon Dino basketball here on 95.3 The Peak. Bennett with the basketball. Picks it up off the ground, gets it back. Timeout called by Carbon.
You know, you don't want to call a timeout this early in the second half, but it was a necessary one, or else that would have been another turnover on the Dinos. You can't afford that this early. So a wise timeout from Coach Brower.
Yeah, in that situation, when you have players on the ground battling for a ball, you hardly ever get the foul. You get the jump ball, and its possession arrow goes to Richfield. So that's a good timeout by Coach Brower. 29-16 the score with 6:50 left to play third quarter. Carbon Dino basketball, 95.3 The Peak, where the Dinos play. Basketball season, tournament time, wrestling, winter sports about to come to an end, and baseball coming soon.
Yeah, right around the corner, Sonny. It's been an exciting winter sports season. It's kind of sad to see it end, but, you know, the fun doesn't stop as baseball, like you said, right around the corner. So we jump right from one season to the next, and, you know, for a lot of these boys, that's going to be a blessing because, you know, you have to jump back from what's looking right now to be a devastating second-round loss for the Dinos. And you have to move right into a second sports season. So it's something to distract your mind with, but you got to put all your attention right now on the basketball court. You can't be thinking about soccer, baseball, track, whatever. You want to be in the present, as this game's still not out of reach.
Oh, absolutely not. 29-16, 6:50 left to play, plenty of time.
Yeah, you got the entire second half to go. It's going to be it's an opportunity for the Dinos to try and make a comeback here.
Dinos go right to left on your dial with the basketball. It's Warburton, gives it to Orth, back to Warburton. Warburton swings it over to Lancaster on the baseline left. Now he gives it back to Orth. Wing to Bennett between the circles. We have a whistle and a shot clock violation. Forgot about the shot clock. They called the timeout because there was no possession change.
And I'd be lying.
Honestly.
I'd be lying, too, if I remember the shot clock there.
I forgot, too.
One of those new additions of the game, still causing some confusion in these young players who have been used to playing it without it their whole lives.
Turnover for the Dinos, but Richfield gives it right back to them. Number 6 for Richfield would come the other way. Lancaster with the basketball, gives it to Warburton right in front of the Dino bench. On the right wing, now drives into the paint. Stops from about 10 out, gives it to Bennett for 3. I think it was partially blocked, barely hit the rim, and the rebound comes down to Richfield. Nice board by Fountain. Gives it ahead to Wayman on the right side. Cross-court pass goes to Wright. Down on the baseline. Yardley layup, no good. Whistle and a blocking foul on Carbon. That was a late whistle. I don't like that call at all.
Bit of a bailout, honestly. Sonny Yardley comes plowing in. He drops the shoulder. He played running back in football, showed it there. Drops the shoulder into the solar plexus of Ty Mortensen. Sends him to the ground and gets rewarded with a trip to the charity stripe as a result of his punishment to Mortensen.
Free throw up and good. Coach Brower didn't like that call either.
I can't blame him. Yardley's got 5 in the game, and he's looking to make it 6. They've done a good job of keeping him in check, but they just haven't been able to have the offensive firepower they would have wanted in this game.
Second free throw up and good. Yardley has 6. 9 for 12 from the free throw line for the Richfield Wildcats. The ball gouges down underneath, and another turnover for the Dinos, number 12. 31-16, 15-point lead. 5:41 left to play. And swing it over the right side. Ball on the baseline. Cross-court pass. 3-point shot. Good. From the left wing. Wrights gets his first basket of the ball game, and the game starting to get out of control here now. Richfield up 18, 34-16. The Dinos need a run.
They've come out flat in the second half, saying there's no better way to put it. They just haven't had any momentum. They're turning the ball over like they did right there, and they're giving up too much space on the perimeter. Richfield's a team who can make you pay from outside, and they are.
5:12 and running left to play in the third quarter. 34-16. Wildcats up 18. Bounce pass goes down underneath, knocked out of bounds by Ty Mortensen. But Richfield will retain possession on the baseline with 22 on the shot clock.
And Ty brings a lot of defensive intensity to this team. You're glad to see he's only a junior on this squad. He really is a defensive centerpiece of the Dinos. I mean, he blocks shots, but he does so in a way where he keeps it inbounds and sets up his teammates on the break.
Carlson and Butler in the game for Lancaster and Ty Mortensen.
I like Carlson on the court right now. He's got those long arms. He's a shot blocking machine. He can really cause a lot of chaos, even in the switch situation.
Pass down underneath. Spell just having a great game. They get it to him down low. He uses the glass. He gets that high percentage shot. 36-16. It's all Richfield now here in the third quarter with 4:46 left to play.
Yeah, he's surgical when he's on the low block today. He's been absolutely electric to watch. You got to love when a senior who doesn't really see the bottom of the basket very often have an offensive explosion like this.
Orth drives inside. We got a bump foul on Richfield. That'll be the first team foul. Both teams with one. With 4:31 left to play in the third quarter. Richfield up 36-16.
Now, when Richfield fouls the most is when they're on the drive. Carbon needs to be a little more aggressive. Get some off-ball screens, get some on-ball screens. Set yourself up on the drive. You're going to bait fouls from the Wildcats.
Shot up. No good by Orth. Offensive rebound, Bennett. In the paint, good. So Bennett gets his first basket of the ball game on the offensive rebound. 36-18. Much-needed basket by the Dinos with 4:18 and running left to play third.
First points of the half is right now they've doubled up the Dinos.
Pass goes down low. Shot in the paint is up and good by Yardley. The Dinos have had 5 points in 12 minutes.
Yeah, that's not a statistic you want to look
No.
at when you want to find yourself in the winner's circle. Win or go home, Sonny. And right now, Richfield hunting for the win.
Carlson, shot on the baseline, partially blocked. Goes to Richfield, fast break the other way. Nice pass from Spell. Shot up, no good on the layup by Fountain. We come the other way, Dinos back with it. Butler to Warburton. He would have had a three, but he lost control of the ball. He gets it back.
Yeah, miscommunication. Him and Orth were standing in the same spot, and that's what led to the mishandling of the ball.
Down to Warburton. Bennett for three. Halfway down, pops out. Rebound goes to Carlson because of the effort by Orth underneath. To Warburton, back over to Butler on the right side. Butler stands on the Wildcat. Swings back over to the left side to Warburton. Warburton holds. Double team now. Works his way in, kicks it to Bennett on the baseline left. Shovel pass to Carlson. Shot up, no good. Nice pass, just shot was short. Rebound Dinos to get another opportunity.
They're doing a good job crashing the glass this possession.
Butler on the ground to Carlson. Carlson over to Orth on the left baseline. Gives it to Bennett. Bennett down underneath to Carlson. To Butler for three. That's an air ball out of bounds. Dinos will retain possession.
And, you know, the energy in this gym is down low. Like, both the Richfield fans and the Carbon fans, it's just kind of gone quiet in here. And, you know, I think it's having an impact on the floor. Richfield playing flat now, too. They're playing down to the level the Dinos were playing at earlier. Carbon, they're playing with a lot more tenacity, though. They're crashing the offensive glass. They're getting about 5 tries at the basket. You just want to see one of them go in at this juncture.
Cannon Mortensen into the ballgame, tries to get the ball to Bennett. Turnover. Fast break the other way. Shot up off the glass and good.
And there's not
Southwick has 7 in the ball game. We have a timeout.
And there's not much you can do in that situation, Sonny. Cannon knows he's playing with fire because he has so many fouls in this contest. I believe, looking at the scoreboard, he currently sits at 2 fouls. He doesn't want to pick up that third this early, so he plays straight up, but he has to lean back a little bit, and that leads Southwick with an open lane to the basket.
Swing the ball over to the left side. It goes to Butler. Butler down to Mortensen. Cannon. Shot up, no good on the runner, and the rebound comes down to Yardley and a whistle and a foul on the Dinos. A reach foul on the Dinos there underneath the basket.
It's one of those ones where it's not what you want to see, but at the same time, they're trying to build something up, and it's just not working as the ref blows his whistle, and the points just continue to pile. Richfield has 13 so far. Carbon been held to 2.
Timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them with 2:19 left to play in the third quarter. 40-18 Richfield with the lead. Carbon Dino basketball, 95-3 The Peak, where the Dinos play.
You're looking for somewhere you can be proud to work. Komatsu is looking for you. Komatsu is a leading manufacturer of construction, mining, forestry, and industrial heavy equipment. Komatsu currently has openings for seasoned welders, journeyman electricians, and MSHA certified electricians, as well as master machinists. At Komatsu, not only will your skills be rewarded with competitive wages, but you'll also enjoy benefits like a robust 401k plan. Grow with Komatsu. Go to komatsu.com or call Tanner at 636-6150.
Carbon Dino basketball continues on 95.3 The Peak.
Warburton, Bennett, Cannon, Mortensen, Carlson, and Butler on the floor for the Carbon Dinos. It's 40-18 in favor of Richfield here with 2:19 left to play. But at the end of one quarter, the Dinos have 13 points. They've scored 5 points since the first quarter. Give Richfield defense some credit. They play tough defense. We said it in the pregame show. They always play good defense.
Yeah, this is the style Coach James wants to see. And an and one shot falls for Gage Yardley. The football player muscles his way in. Sonny, if you look from up here, his biceps are huge. He looks like a bodybuilder, and it shows on drives like that, able to get to the rim with ease.
So the basket's good and a free throw for Yardley. It seemed like on that last offensive possession for the Dinos, there was a lot of contact down here. And then they call that the and one down on the other side of the floor, and going to the free throw line goes Yardley.
That's why we're playing the game at Utah Valley this year, Sonny. The tournament up there, a true neutral site.
Free throw up and good. 10 for 13 from the free throw line for Richfield. Shooting good free throws as always, and it's 43-18. The drive inside, little pass underneath to Ty. And Ty gets the basket for the Dinos. A much needed basket for Carbon with 1:55 left to play in the third quarter, down 43-20. Swing it over to the left side. It goes to Fountain. Shot up and in.
On that last offensive possession for Carbon, though, Zoni had a little something. Throws it behind the back to Ty. Shot from the short corner. That's the style of basketball you love to see from Carbon. That means something's heating up.
Down underneath, and a charge called on the Dinos, and we go the other way. So with 1:34 left to play in the third quarter, 45-20.
Carbon finally starting to find something on offense, and Coach Brower not happy about that charge call at all. He is incensed. He's yelling at those refs. He needs to back off a little bit or they might tee him up, Sonny. And as exciting as that is, you don't want to see that happen.
Richfield on the offensive side starting to get a good rhythm, but a steal. Down the floor goes Ty, and he'll lay it in for the basket. 4 quick points for Ty Mortensen.
Defense to offense. Ty sets up the steal, gets himself a fast break, and he finishes on the other side.
One stat we'll talk about here in a second. With the basketball, Southwick picks up his dribble, gives it to Yardley. Yardley with the pass down low. Down in the paint, shot up and in. Getting the roll, it's Fountain. He has 9 in the ball game. But Richfield only has 7 turnovers in this game.
That's a genuinely impressive number, Sonny. The Dinos have been playing good defense, too. They've just been taking care of the ball.
Give it over the corner to Mortensen. Tied for 3. Cannon for 3, and it is good for the Carbon Dinos. He has 5, 47-25.
2 Mortensen on the floor, 1 in the booth. It's a confusing juncture you find yourself at in Sonny, but Cannon, they're getting something going. I like what I'm seeing offensively. They're not going out sad. They're continuing to fight.
Yardley dribbling at the top circle.
He's trying to waste as much shot clock as possible. He's gone isolation against Bennett.
Comes to the right side. Hands it underneath. Shot from 10 is good. So a lot of dribbling by Yardley, and he gets the ball to Fountain, and they get the 2, and then a whistle and a foul, and the Dinos will go to the free throw line to shoot their first free throw, I believe since the first quarter.
Yes, I believe so, Sonny. But a nice drive by Jackson Bozzoni. Yes. He does a little hesitation move on the right wing, extended, and then bursts into his speed as he drives with a bunch of aggressiveness to the rim. A good drive by the sophomore.
And he gets the bounce for the first free throw. Hit the back of the iron way up in the air, and he gets the shooter's touch. It drops right through the net. 49-26. Second free throw is good. Bozzoni with 2. 3 for 5 as a team, and that's how the third quarter comes to an end here at Richfield. A good third quarter for the Wildcats. 49-27 the score. Richfield with the lead when we come back for the fourth quarter. Dino Basketball, 95.3 The Peak.
This is Dave
and Ryan
from Dave and Ryan's Movie Review.
Experience movies the way God intended them to be seen.
On the big screen. At the King Cole Theaters.
And action.
Whether it's stunning action,
heart-stopping horror,
tender romance,
gut-busting comedy,
or wholesome family flicks,
movies are always better
on the big screen. Connect on Facebook for instant access to showtimes and the latest blockbusters.
With showing 7 nights a week and matinees on weekends, you can immerse yourself in the magic of movies at the King Cole Theaters.
Carbon High School basketball on KRPX 95.3 The Peak.
Richfield outscores the Dinos in that third quarter, 22-11. And Richfield has the 49-27 lead as we go into the fourth quarter. As we said, the winner of this ball game moves on to play on the 24th at 2:30 at Utah Valley.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one there. They're going to be playing the winner of Grantsville and Union. That one we don't have any scores for currently, but we should have that by the end of the contest. When tournament time comes around, Sonny, the UHSAA very good at updating those brackets in a very timely manner. So we'll be able to see there another update from Judge Memorial as they have been able to build a pretty decent lead at the end of the third quarter. Right now, they are up 35-26 over the Delta Rabbits.
That was a good defensive quarter for Richfield. They played incredible defense, and they got the ball down in the paint on the offensive side.
That they have. And over on our sister station, KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM, Emory building a 53-47 advantage at the end of 3.
From the free throw line, dribble in, follow-away jumper from 10 is up and no good by Southwick, and the rebound comes down to the Dinos the other way. Fast break down the floor goes Bozzoni, kicks it outside to Mortensen. He'll lose control of it, goes to Ty. Ty's shot short, no good. Rebound Yardley.
Lots of contact, no whistle. That's been the theme on that side of the court.
Here's a three-point shot from the left, up and no good by Southwick, and the rebound Dinos. Bozzoni quickly down the floor, 1-on-4. All by himself, spins, shot up, no good, and a whistle and a foul.
And Jackson Bozzoni has been doing an excellent job coming in off the bench, filling in for that point guard role the Dinos have needed right now. And he's driving to the basket, and he's getting fouled in the process, but he's earning trips to the line. And now what he needs to do here is make those shots.
Jackson's very good at getting the ball down the floor quickly.
He is. When you think of him as a point guard, you don't think of him as the three-point shooting point guard, which is something he can do, but he is someone who can facilitate the offense very well.
And he's a sophomore, so we get to see him for a couple more years.
And that's a good sign for the Dinos to come. I mean, you look at the squad, only 5 seniors on the team.
First free throw was up and good. Second free throw up and good as well. 4 points for Bozzoni, 5 for 7 from the free throw line as a team for the Dinos. And Warburton will full court pressure Yardley. He breaks the press, gets past him, shovel pass down underneath the Spell. Spell throws the ball away. Turnover number 8. Bozzoni with it. He loses it back the other way. The Dinos get the ball and they give it back. So Richfield with the basketball up 20 with 7 minutes left to play.
Wayman hustled back, was able to pick the pocket of Bozzoni. That was a good defensive possession. You got to give him credit there. They do a good job in transition scenarios where they have to get back on defense.
Yardley with the ball on the left side. Kicks it outside to Spell. Cross-court pass goes to Wayman. Wayman to Southwick. To Yardley. Shot from 10 is good. Nice shot by Fountain. He has 13 quiet points in this ball game.
You know, he hasn't done anything that electrifies you, but he is putting up a good amount of points, Sonny. He has been a player to watch for the Wildcats.
He leads the way for Richfield. The shot up and no good by the Dinos. Rebound comes down to Richfield. Fast break the other way. Dinos get back on defense. Southwick will pull the ball out, swing it over the left side. It goes to Yardley. Yardley drives inside, goes strong to the basket. Shot no good. Got it back on the baseline. Cross-court pass. Three-point shot. Good.
And right now, Jorgen Southwick, he's coming back from injury, and he hits that one. They have a hand in his face, but muscle memory prevails as he hits it from the corner.
Carbon with the basketball, 54-29. Bozzoni picks up his dribble, gives it to Mortensen. Between the circles, tip of the key, gives it back over to Lancaster. Three-point shot, no good. Rebound, Richfield. Richfield in control here with 5:33 and running left to play, 54-29.
You know, they didn't build up their big first quarter lead like we normally see from the Wildcats. They did it in the second and the third, and now they're just going to coast the rest of the way.
Yardley goes right side. Hands the ball off to Wayman. Wayman from 15, good. And they're heating up from everywhere. He has 7 in the ball game, 56-29. And Richfield shooting the ball well now, playing good defense. and they're up big.
And when Richfield starts making shots, they make them in spades, Sonny. It's like getting a Costco order. They sell you the pallet.
Swing it over to the left side. Bozzoni with the basketball. Drives to the free throw line. Kicks it out to Lancaster. Lancaster on the right wing. Back to the basket now. Loses it on the ground. Jump ball, no. Richfield comes up with it.
Just dribbled off the tip of his shoe, Sonny.
We have a whistle.
And they're going to call it against Yardley. Got a little too physical with Lancaster on the floor. I think the right call there.
I do too.
Scott Johansson on our sister station had a 17-point third quarter by himself.
Wow.
So that's how Emory has been able to build up the lead, 53-47 there.
That's paint scoring.
That is.
He can score down low in the paint. We've seen him do it this year several times. And that's something that that's a bonus in high school basketball. When you can get the easy, high-percentage shots anytime you want. We've seen it last night.
And you know what makes it more impressive, Sonny? American Heritage has a kid who stands at 6'10". So he's doing that against a very tall fella. Currently, Emory's still up 56-47 with 7:02 left to go in the fourth quarter.
56-29, 4:45 left to play. Richfield playing really good defense. This is going to be a tough out for anybody in this tournament. This Richfield basketball team is solid.
And
they're solid everywhere. Aiden, they play good defense. They shoot well from the free throw line. They're 10 for 13. They take care of the ball. Only 8 turnovers. It's just they're solid everywhere.
They are. They are a team who, despite the 2 losses in a row, those were to 2 teams who are peaking at the right time in Canyon View and Delta.
And they're veteran. They have a lot of seniors. This is going to be a tough out in this tournament. Shot up by Carlson, up and no good. Gets his own rebound, puts it up and in. He has 5. 56-31 with 4:34 left to play.
And it's been fun to see Maxwell get his flowers in this game. He's been one of the best seniors on the floor for Carbon tonight, blocking shots as he gets the tip off there, off the knee of Yardley, but they're going to say last touch Carbon. But he's been doing an excellent job staying in the paint, blocking shots, causing disruption, and scoring when he has the opportunity. It's good to see him on the floor.
Nice little jump set into the paint by Yardley, but it's knocked away. He gets it back in the paint, and a beautiful little hook shot by Yardley. He has 13. He's had a great game as well as Fountain has. They both have 13, 58-31.
You have to break out the hook shot over the long arms of Carlson, and when you can get that shot to fall, Stunny, it's going to fall with high efficiency. That's what made Kareem Abdul-Jabbar such a good player, was that shot.
Well, you can't block it.
You can't.
So you get that shot off anytime you want. So if you can perfect that shot, 3-point shot by Warburton up and no good, and the rebound Richfield, if you can perfect that shot, you're always going to get it off.
Yeah, no, it's one that it's near unblockable. Like you said, you're going to have to jump out of the gym in order to get your hand on that one.
Spell, pass down to Yardley. He's knocked away in a turnover. Only number 9 for Richfield, and the Dinos come the other way. Carlson from 10. No good, short. Rebound Richfield, it's Spell. He's had a lot of rebounds today. I don't have the rebound count, but he's averaging 8. He has more than that.
You know, he is crashing the boards offensively, defensively. He's the disruptor that the Dinos have really struggled against today.
Yardley fakes the 3. Finds a gap, kicks it outside to Wayman. He's open for 3. Arching 3, good. Nothing but net. He has 10, and there's 4 players for Richfield in double digits, and they lead by 30. Timeout, Dinos with 3:09 left to play in the game. It's Richfield 61 and the Carbon Dinos 31. We'll take a break on 95.3 The Peak. This is where the Dinos play Carbon Dino basketball. Don't go anywhere.
Looking for a great meal? Juniper has you covered with delicious pizza, pasta, burgers, sandwiches, and fresh salads. Juniper is open Tuesday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Saturdays from 12 to 8 p.m. Whether dining in or ordering out, Juniper makes it easy. Order through DoorDash for quick delivery straight to your door. From lunch to dinner, Juniper serves up flavorful meals the whole family will love. Stop by and see why Juniper is the perfect place for your next meal. Great food, great atmosphere every time.
Carbon High School basketball on KRPX 95.3 The Peak.
Welcome back, Carbon Dino basketball. 3:09 left to play in the ballgame. 61-31 the score. Richfield with a big lead over the Carbon Dinos. As we said, the winner of this game will play on the 24th at 2:30 at Utah Valley. They will play the winner of, was it Grantsville?
Grantsville and Union.
Yeah, Grantsville and Union.
And Union, the top seed in that one, so they'll have home court advantage in that contest. We'll get that score as they start to trickle in.
Got a much better memory than I do, sir.
Well, I'm about 40 years you're younger.
Hey. With the basketball, the Carbon Dinos. Cannon Mortensen with it, three-point line. Drives inside, puts up a shot, no good. Whistle and a foul, and he'll shoot 2 free throws.
And I like the tenacity from the Dinos. I've used that word a lot tonight, but that's the way to describe it. They're tenacious. They're driving in. They're staying aggressive regardless of the scoreboard right now. They're leaving it all out on the court as Charles Tima checks into the game. They're getting the seniors on the floor. As they have all 5 of them. They got Carlson, Lancaster, Mortensen, Tima, and Butler. Their last chance to enjoy the floor together, and I'm glad Coach Brower's doing something like this.
Free throws up and good. 6 for 8 from the free throw line for the Dinos with 2:49 left to play, 61-32.
And this is one of the best showings they've had from the Cherry Stripe. Normally we see them struggle there, but tonight they put together a very solid performance from the line.
Second free throw is up and good as well. 61-33, 2:47 left to play. Richfield with the basketball down the left side. They come with the basketball. It is Wrights. Wrights tip of the key. Swings it right side. Ball goes off the foot of Curtis into the backcourt, and it'll be a turnover Dino basketball. Only number 10 for Richfield. They really, one of the things that Richfield does so well that I'm impressed with is how they take care of the basketball. They really do.
And especially with how fast they move it around the perimeter, it's incredible how well they're able to take care of it. And, you know, that's something that's going to play to their advantage as the tournament advances.
Butler with the basketball. Hands it off to Cannon Mortensen. Cannon drives inside, stops about 15 feet from the basket, gives it back outside to Lancaster, tip of the key. Drives in the paint, stops at the free throw line, gives it out to Tima. 3-point shot, good.
Charles Tima, when he gets an open three, he's someone who you can rely on to make it almost 90% of the time. He is electric from beyond the arc. And, you know, he's someone the Dinos are going to be missing. He's one of those leaders on the squad.
Give it inside, ball knocked away, controlled by Richfield, and then they throw it out of bounds with the turnovers. Richfield with a new group of players on the floor. We'll get them for you here. Spell comes out of the ball game. Wrights comes out of the ball game. Both of them having great games. Spell with a really good game today. I was really impressed with his play.
I think he was the engine that got this Wildcat team started. He was doing everything in the first and second quarters. He was the story of the first half. He's why how they were able to build up this lead. He's crashing the boards, grabbing offensive rebounds, setting up his teammates. He, in my opinion, has been the key player for Richfield tonight.
So timeout on the floor with 1:54 left to play. 61-36. Richfield with the lead over the Carbon Dinos. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, more right here on 95.3 The Peak, where the Dinos play.
JN Auto says it's time to get in the auto buying game. JN Auto is a game changer when you're looking for a new vehicle, but don't want to pay the new vehicle price. By making JN Auto a part of your team, you can count on finding quality, gently used vehicles with manufacturer warranties and unbeatable prices. You just found the secret to finding the perfect vehicle. It's JN Auto. Check out their huge inventory at jnautosales.com. JN Auto in Huntington and Price.
Carbon Dino basketball continues on 95.3 The Peak.
Welcome back. 1:54 left to play here at Richfield High School. Wildcats with the 61-36 lead over the Carbon Dinos.
And, you know, the seniors still out on the floor for Carbon. I'm glad they're letting them play those last moments together. This is a squad who's played together for the longest time, and they're getting to enjoy one more moment together on the high school floor. It's one of those moments that nearly brings a tear to your eye, seeing them on the court together.
Drive inside. Butler now with it in the paint. Puts up a shot. No good. Gets it back. Butler 3-point line. Gives it to Tima. Thought about the three. Changes his mind. Ball knocked away in a turnover for the Dinos, and we come the other way. Richfield with the basketball in the game. It's Whatcott. Hand the ball off to Curtis. Curtis stops from 18. Air ball out of bounds. Dino basketball with a minute 18 left to play in the ball game. And Richfield up 61-36. And as you said, the Dinos, the seniors on the floor.
Both Butler and Tima nearly going for that air ball, but it bounces out. Dinos take it the other way with a minute left.
It's been a pleasure to announce Carbon Dino basketball and these seniors.
It has. This is a group who you've seen grow over the course of the season, both on the court and off the court. This is a group of young men who I feel very confident they're going to be making great steps in their next steps in life, wherever they may be.
Ball stolen by the Dinos. Fast break the other way. Lancaster takes it in, lays it up and in. Lancaster with 5. 61-38, under a minute left to play in the ball game. And the Dinos down 61-38. Richfield Crowd chanting. Have good reason to.
They do. I think
travel.
I don't think there's any reason to believe they won't win. I mean, barring an act of God, 61-38, a bit of a deficit to overcome in 30 seconds of play, but, crazier things have happened.
Kima for 3. Good.
Charles Kima with a hand in his face. He's so fun to watch when he gets on the floor, Sonny. He shoots with so much confidence. I love it.
Give it down in the corner for Richfield. Shot clock is off. The game clock says 20. Gives it up to Mullen. Mullen cross-court pass to Curtis. 3-point line. Guarded closely by Mortensen. Hands the ball off to Mullen. Richfield just running the clock out.
Yeah, no reason to try and add salt to the wound here.
And that will end the ball game. Final score tonight here at Richfield. Richfield 61 and the Carbon Dinos 41. Richfield will move on. They will play on the 24th at 2:30 p.m. at the Utah Valley. And the Carbon Dinos basketball season has come to an end.
And Sonny, you gotta love the dedication left on the floor by both of these teams. Both seasons not ending the way they would have wanted, but they left it all out there. This is a group who they've grown so much over the course of the season, both men's and women's side of things. You love to see what they've done, not just for the school, not just on the basketball court, but they've really brought the community together. I mean, you look across the court. There's so many fans traveling from Carbon to get here to today's contest. Just it's incredible the support that they have for the community and the support the community has for them in turn. Not much you can say without getting a little teary-eyed, but this is a group that they've been fun to watch. It's been a pleasure calling for them.
Absolutely. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we will have the post-game show, the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union post-game show. Once again, the final score here at Richfield this afternoon. Wildcats 61 and the Carbon Dinos 41. Don't go anywhere. We're back for more right after this.
Imagine the sound of a basketball swishing through the net at the game buzzer. That's the sound of you scoring big with Eastern Utah Community Credit Union's Slam Dunk savings accounts. Just like a winning team will strategize their plays, we will help you plan your financial future with competitive interest rates and unbeatable customer support. Whether you're saving for college, a new home, or retirement, make a fast break to Eastern Utah Community Credit Union and let your savings game reach MVP status. Join our team today and start winning with your money.
Membership and eligibility required. NCUA insured. Loans approved on credit.
At A Perfect Smile, they specialize in transforming your smile with precision and care. From porcelain veneers and dental implants to orthodontics, crowns, and bridges, their expertise covers every aspect of general and cosmetic dentistry. Dr. Jackson and his team are here to address even the most challenging dental concerns, helping you achieve a smile you'll love. Ready for a smile makeover? Call A Perfect Smile today, 637-2100, to schedule an appointment.
Feel the force of the Ram heavy-duty truck, the power horse beast that thrills with its performance. Hi, this is Thad. Imagine saving up to $15,000 off the original MSRP. Auto Farm has 15 at the ready and waiting for a test drive, including 5 hard-to-find dualies, exceptional strength, unprecedented durability, and might that echoes in every gear shift. Demand the best from your heavy-duty jobs. Demand a Ram heavy-duty from Auto Farm. Because with Ram, it's just not driving. It's just not a lifestyle. Don't just imagine. Come in and test drive away today.
Hi, this is Tim Frame, manager at Cache Valley Bank. Are you getting ready to tackle some spring projects, or are you already making summer plans? Now is a good time to stop in and see how Cache Valley Bank can assist you. With a great team of friendly, knowledgeable bankers, we can provide you with the financial tools needed to help you succeed. We are dedicated to providing you with the personalized attention you deserve. Come visit us at 82 West Main Street in Price and let us show you what opening an account with Cache Valley Bank can do for you.
Imagine this. You're cruising down the highway, windows down, music up, but suddenly your car sputters. Don't let car troubles break your stride. At Cars Complete Auto Repair Service in Wellington, they're dedicated to keeping your vehicle running smoothly so you can keep enjoying those flawless drives. From regular maintenance like oil changes and wheel alignments to tune-ups and even new tires, Cars is here to help. Visit Cars today and drive away confident knowing your car is in its best shape ever.
At Castle Country Vet, they believe every pet deserves a touch of love and expert care. You can trust Dr. Harmer and Dr. Kelly. They're not just veterinarians, but passionate pet lovers, dedicated to nurturing your furry friends like family. From routine checkups to emergency interventions, you and your pet will experience compassionate, professional care every step of the way. Let Castle Country Vet help your pets lead the happiest, healthiest lives. Call Castle Country Vet today, 637-5797, because love is a four-legged word.
Carbon Dino basketball continues on 95.3 The Peak.
Welcome back to the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union post-game show today here at Richfield High School. The Wildcats with a pretty impressive performance, 61-41 over the Carbon Dinos. As we said, they move on. They will play at 2:30 on the 24th at Utah Valley.
Yeah, no, it was a good game, and you look at the scoring by individuals. You have 4 players in double digits, one right away from it. So they really showed off that thing we talked about in the pregame show. They're a very balanced team, but they're a team who can score in bunches, and that moments tonight, Sonny, it looked like they were unstoppable. When they got one basket to fall, it seemed like everyone caught that fire at the same time.
Let's take a look at scoring by quarters. At the end of one, it was 16-13 Richfield. We were impressed with the first quarter that the Dinos had. They played tough with Richfield. They played good defense. Richfield was having to work for everything they got, and the Dinos were answering on the offensive side as well. Dinos took care of the basketball really well in the first quarter. Second quarter, however, Richfield not having the best quarter themselves either. They only scored 11, but the Dinos only putting 3 points in the basket in the second quarter, and that was the difference in the game. Started to turn the ball over a little bit. The Richfield defense, give them credit as well. They amped it up quite a bit, but the second quarter was the difference in this game. It's when things changed.
Old habits died hard, Sonny. That one bad corner snowballed into 2 this game as Richfield seized the momentum in the second and the third quarter. They were really putting on a show when it came to that, and you got to give them credit. When they saw their opportunities, they took it, and they took it in spades, just burying the Dinos by a barrage of shots. I mean, it's hard to stop. It's hard to stop one good player, let alone 5 on the floor at any given time. So Richfield has that going for them, and now that they're getting healthy, this is a dangerous team.
Well, they outscored the Dinos by 8 points in the second quarter. Now in the third quarter, they outscored the Dinos 22-11. So it was an 11-point difference. They outscored them more in the third than they did the second. But the momentum thing in the second quarter is when the game changed, and it carried into the third quarter. Do you agree?
I agree completely, Sonny. That momentum from the second to the third was a difference maker. I mean, you have the Dinos kind of came out flat out of the halftime break, and it's hard to overcome with that. But then Richfield kind of flattened out as well. Carbon saw their opportunity. They started making more shots, but ultimately it was too little, too late.
The Dinos outscoring Richfield 14-12 in the fourth quarter, but the Dinos fall short tonight. This afternoon, 61-41. Let's take a look at scoring first for Richfield, leading the way, as you said. Had a lot of scorers here in double digits, one close to it, but both with 13 was Yardley and Fountain. And Fountain had a quiet 13 points. I really didn't realize. I looked down and he had 11 points, and I just didn't feel like he had 11 points, but they were quiet 11 points, but they were huge. Those two with 13 points today in the ball game.
Yeah, no, he was a very quiet scorer. He wasn't doing anything too flashy, but you don't need to when you're scoring at will like that. Take the attention off yourself. You're going to keep yourself open. That's exactly what Fountain did.
So they had 13, and then 2 with 10 points was Wayman and Southwick. So between those 4 players all in double digits, and then Spell had 9 points in the ball game, but I felt like Spell had the best game for Richfield. I thought that he really set the tone in that second quarter, started taking over on the rebounding side and was scoring points in the paint. I just felt like Spell just had a fantastic game for Richfield today.
He was the engine that got him going, Sonny. There's no better way to put it. He was crashing the glass. He was scoring at will at the start of the game. He was responsible for a bulk of that halftime 27 points. They held him quieter in the second half, but that's because everyone else was starting to open up. But he was a good option for the Wildcats early in this contest.
Curtis and Wrights with 3 points apiece for Richfield for a total of 61 points. They shot 10 for 13 from the free throw line. Excellent free throw shooting. They only had 13 turnovers, and 4 of those turnovers were late in the fourth quarter. With 4 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They were under double digits on turnovers. They took care of the ball really well, got a lot of looks at the basket. That was a huge stat in this game tonight as well.
That was, Sonny. That was what was one of the difference makers, was that turnover battle. And one thing we always see is Richfield moves the ball so well along the perimeter. They move it very quickly, but at the same time, they do it while taking care of the ball. It's hard to overcome that. You know, it's hard to stop when you can get around the perimeter, cross-court passes without them getting picked off. That's something that really benefits a team.
For the Carbon Dinos, leading the way was Warburton. Carter had 8 points, all in the first half. And I tell you what, Richfield, they realized that Carter was filling it, and they did a good job on defense. They made it really difficult, for Warburton to even get a shot off in the second half.
Not just in the first half, Sonny. It was in the first quarter he scored all 8 of those. He had a scoring explosion, but then Richfield, they weren't falling for the fake pass anymore. That's what opened him up so well, and they wouldn't let him get any separation off screens. They were switching very well, and it's hard to score when they are playing intense defense, right? They're face guarding you, throwing some hip checks in there. It's hard to get something going when they're focusing all their effort on you.
He finishes with 8 tonight, the junior. Then comes the senior, Cannon Mortensen. He had 7, 2 in the first half, 5 in the second half. After Cannon comes Charles Tima, who come in late in the game, hit 2 quick threes. He finishes with 6. Carlson with 5, Lancaster with 5. Then with 4 points is Bazzoni. Following Bazzoni, Mortensen, Ty Mortensen with 4 points, and then 2 points for Logan Bennett. And the Dinos finished with 41 points. They shot well from the line, 7 for 9, but they only shot 9 free throws. And they had 17 turnovers.
It's hard to overcome 17 turnovers and only scoring very low, underneath double digits in the second and third quarter. It's hard to overcome that. Just something that, looking forward, you're just going to have to make adjustments to heading into next season.
And final score once again tonight, 61-41. The Dino season is over. I want to talk a little bit about these seniors that will be have played their last high school basketball game for the Carbon Dinos. The last game of the season is always tough. It was tough last night, where the Lady Dinos, their seniors, played their last game last night, and now this afternoon we go through the same situation with the boys. But it's tough. You announce these. I've announced these kids since they were sophomores playing, and now they've played their last game.
And this is going to be harder for you because you have a much greater attachment, but just watching them over the course of this season, Sonny, this was a fun group. I really enjoyed what I saw, both on the court, off the court. They lifted each other up. There was great leadership on this team from the seniors. Evan Lancaster, Ridge Butler, Charles Tima, Maxwell Carlson, and Cannon Mortensen, all 5 of those seniors, they were electric. Seeing them start on senior night together was something special, and seeing them finish their high school career together was something special as well.
Yeah, it was good to see them on senior night come away with a win at home.
It was, and the game didn't end the way you wanted. You wanted the season to be extended, but sometimes we talked about it yesterday. Sometimes there's cheers, sometimes there's tears, and that's just the nature of sports, and that's what makes it so fun.
Yep, Richfield, this is a good basketball team. They're good every year. They are very consistent in their basketball program, and it's no different this year.
Yeah, that is very true, Sonny. They are just a force on the court, on the football field. This is a school, not just with one sports specialty. This is an athletic school in general. And, it's a lot due to the community support of these athletics.
So we'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk a little bit more about this afternoon's game. We'll talk a little bit about stuff coming up here on Castle Country Radio Sports-Wise, and we'll call it a broadcast. So don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union post-game show here on 95.3 The Peak, where the Dinos play.
Imagine the sound of a basketball swishing through the net at the game buzzer. That's the sound of you scoring big with Eastern Utah Community Credit Union's Slam Dunk Savings Accounts. Just like a winning team will strategize their plays, we will help you plan your financial future with competitive interest rates and unbeatable customer support. Whether you're saving for college, a new home, or retirement, make a fast break to Eastern Utah Community Credit Union and let your savings game reach MVP status. Join our team today and start winning with your money.
Membership and eligibility required. NCUA insured. Loans approved on credit.
Transform your space with Spectrum Paint featuring PPG paint, the ideal choice for any home project. Imagine a kaleidoscope of colors at your fingertips, from soothing pastels to vibrant primaries. Whether revamping a room or adding character to your exteriors, Spectrum Paint makes every brush stroke count. Dive into a Spectrum where quality meets creativity and paint your world with us. Visit Spectrum Paint to find the perfect shade for your home today.
Mommy, I don't feel good.
Caring for each and every customer and their needs is the foundation of what Smart Health Pharmacy is all about. So when I need a prescription or advice, I can depend on the pharmacist at Smart Health.
Looking for a new pharmacy? It's never been easier to transfer your prescriptions to Smart Health. Call 687-5050 or go to smart-healthrx.com. Download their app today with convenient drive-through at 221 North Main Street, Huntington.
It's your health. Be smart about it.
Drive into savings with Desert View Federal Credit Union. If your vehicle's introductory rate just expired and you're looking at a scary new payment, it's time to get to Desert View Federal Credit Union. They offer competitive refinancing options that will keep your payments manageable. Plus, the knowledgeable staff at Desert View Federal Credit Union will make the transition smooth and hassle-free. Don't let high rates speed off with your cash. Take control of your finances. Visit Desert View Federal Credit Union today.
Membership and eligibility apply. Loans on approved credit. Member NCUA.
How well do algorithms answer your questions?
Your specific query will be addressed with a pre-written, standardized reply.
When you need help with life's important decisions like life insurance, home and auto coverage, and even retirement planning, rely on relationships, not robots. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
In the Castle Country, call your local Farm Bureau agent, Jill Jensen, at 637-8400 for a free quote today.
You're looking for somewhere you could be proud to work. Komatsu is looking for you. Komatsu is a leading manufacturer of construction, mining, forestry, and industrial heavy equipment. Komatsu currently has openings for seasoned welders, journeyman electricians, and MSHA certified electricians, as well as master machinists. At Komatsu, not only will your skills be rewarded with competitive wages, but you'll also enjoy benefits like a robust 401k plan. Grow with Komatsu. Go to komatsu.com or call Tanner at 636-6150.
Carbon High School basketball on KRPX 95.3 The Peak.
Welcome back to the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union post-game show. Coach Brower is going to come up and spend some time with us here. He was here for just a second, wants to go back down and talk to his team for a second. Aiden, you can interview Coach. And we said it at the beginning of the broadcast, Coach has been awesome.
It takes a lot to come out after a loss, and he's done it time and time again. You know, I respect him so much for doing that. I mean, it takes a lot of humility to come up and talk through a loss like that. But, you know, that's the making of a good leader. And, you know, it's things like that, those small things that really show that he's going to be able to make a difference on the basketball court.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the games that went on today, and we'll look at the bracket as we wait for Coach to come back up here and spend some time with us. You have some finals for today, and then we'll look and see who's going to play who.
Yep, starting with Manti, the Templars bounced into the second round. A season plagued by injuries ends early as they fall to South Summit 64-55 up at South Summit. We were there yesterday.
Yes.
Treacherous conditions up there. Juab defeating Ogden 71-59. Emory coming away with an upset victory on the road against American Heritage 77-73. West Johansson had a 17-point fourth quarter. That'll do it.
Oh, that was the fourth quarter.
Yeah, or third quarter. And then the fourth quarter. Yeah. That they were able to come up. They gave up a 15-3 run and made it a little heart racing there, but they come away with the victory.
We've seen him dominate paint play, and that's probably, I mean, I don't know, but I'm going to go on a limb and say he dominated the paint there for that quarter, which sounds like was the difference in the game for Emory.
Yeah, and he was going against a kid who's 6'10", Sonny, so that's an impressive feat to dominate that while giving up so much height. Looking at some other scores, Judge defeats Delta 54-38. They had the defending state champs on upset watch. I know for the rural communities, that's one that we were a little upset to see that Judge came away with the win over Delta. Morgan defeating North St. Pete 72-31. And that's the scores we have from around 3A right now. So looking at the bracket matchups right now, once we refresh our little UHSAA banner. So Morgan and Emory will be matching up. That game's going to be on the 24th of February at 11:10 up at Utah Valley University. South Summit and Juab will be playing as well. That one will be the first game of the day, 9:30, getting things started early.
That Emory game will be on KOAL.
That will. And we'll have a virtual scoreboard up as well on Castle Country Sports. Emory can't stream that. KSL has the rights to that.
Right.
Canyon View coming away with an 85-34 victory over Ben Lomond. Canyon View, one of the teams to beat in 3A. They're going to be facing Judge Memorial in the quarterfinals. Again, Carbon tonight falling 61-41 to the Richfield Wildcats. They'll be taking on the Union Cougars in the quarterfinals. So the field is set for these squads.
Yep. And Coach Brower is back, and we're going to interview him. Aiden, you're going to interview Coach. Thanks for coming up, Coach. Appreciate it very much.
Yeah, Coach, thank you. Thank you again for always taking the time to come talk to us. We really appreciate it. We were talking up here a second ago. It takes a lot of humility to come up after a loss, and it shows the kind of culture you're establishing here at Carbon and the kind of leader you are. So we're glad to have you both on the court and up here.
Yep, I appreciate coming up here.
So we talked about it a little before. We wished we were meeting under some better circumstances.
Yeah, it's the nature of the game. You have good games, you have bad games. And we just went cold in the second quarter, which we always have, and we were only down 11 at halftime, and then we just couldn't score. The physicality of Richfield, it's a football team out there. So that's just something we've got to work on at Carbon as a whole. We just got to get bigger and stronger, and we just got to make sure we can match those other teams' physicality.
So looking ahead first to the offseason then, is that going to be one of the goals, getting more time in the weight room for these young men?
Yeah, so I'm actually working with Coach Rushton, talking to him about getting the weight room open and working with them. I know there's the mindsets out there is maybe basketball should lift separate from football, but at the beginning of the off season, we're all just trying to get stronger. So, and it works for Richfield, so why can't it work for us?
Yeah, I like that mentality. You're picking from a program who has had just 19 years of continued success under Coach Janes. And I like that you're picking from some of these other coaches around the 3A classification, and you're taking some of the aspects of their coaching styles that you're liking. You're kind of bringing it into Carbon.
Yeah, the turning point for the football team at Richfield was about 4 or 5 years ago, and I've talked to Thorson and Shaddix and Janes about that. There was a lot of, when I was at South Sevier, there wasn't a lot of basketball players that played football. And about 6 years ago, Shaddix walked up to James and was like, hey, can we get some of your basketball kids to come play? And he said, yeah, sure. And that has made a world of difference just because, not only are they athletic on the football field, but then they come to the basketball field and it's playing like a football team. I mean, every single one of those kids had freaking biceps and shoulders. I mean, they were just jacked. So you can see they've been in the weight room for a long time.
Yeah, when they first stepped onto the court, it looked like a Mr. Olympia competition.
Oh, yeah.
They're strong down there.
And they've got good football players. They got good, solid football players, too. So I'm hoping I can take a little bit from them, and I'm hoping we can bring it to Carbon.
Now let's talk about the ending of this game for a second. You had an opportunity to put all 5 seniors on the floor for your squad. Let's talk for a second. We talked a little bit about on senior night and before it, but what have these seniors meant to the program?
They've meant everything, and I told them that in the locker room. I appreciated everything they've gone through, everything they've sacrificed. We've had some ups and downs this year, and unfortunately we weren't able to have Ridge Butler for most of the year, but I appreciate him coming in tonight and playing some solid minutes. You could tell he was a little rusty. You could tell that he hadn't played basketball in a while, but I appreciate his time. But yeah, the seniors are huge. And like I told them, I said, this year is the foundation that we build everything else on. And the seniors were definitely a part of that.
And, looking at the foundation you guys have set ahead for yourself, I like the direction this program's heading. You look at the junior class and you even look down to the sophomore class. You have players who are going to develop into some pretty good weapons if they're put in the work this offseason.
Yeah, we were talking last week about, next year and us as coaches, and we go 10 deep. I can rotate 5 guys in and 5 guys out next year, and I don't lose a thing. So, and I got 11 and 12 guys too. So, yeah, that junior class is solid. There's 7 of them. I'm planning on keeping all 7 unless something changes. And then I've got 8 sophomores. I'll probably keep all 8 of them and play a lot of them at JV and see how they develop that way. But yeah, we've got a good group of kids coming back for sure. It's going to be fun to see if they actually buy in and sacrifice what they need to so we can win something.
And so we've talked about the buying in from the players. We've talked about the emphasis you want to put in the weight room coming in the offseason. Looking ahead, what else are you going to want to emphasize heading into the spring and summer leading up to next season?
The style of basketball that I play, it involves a lot of IQ. So we have to develop their IQ a little higher. We have to make sure that they understand about spacing and when to cut and when not to cut and how to run off screens and different screens that they can use. And it just has to deal with a lot of IQ. And so I'm going to focus on developing their IQ a lot over the offseason. And that's going to be in open gyms, and that's going to be in individual workouts if they want to work out. But, yeah, it's going to be a long summer.
And we've talked about it before. We've seen a lot of development on the floor. But let's talk about you for a second. First year head coach here at Carbon. Coach Brower, where do you feel you've developed most as a coach?
Now you're asking me to be arrogant. That's something I'm very good at. Ask my wife.
Get arrogant, yeah.
I feel like one of the things I was really worried about was adjusting and changing because I knew like the season could be good, it could be bad, and as we started going through a losing streak, I really thought to myself, maybe I should switch it up. Maybe I need to go back to something that I know, and I just stuck with what I think that will work in the long run. I think that me as a coach, I think I've just learned to just calm down more, have fun with it, and not really stress about things.
Ultimately, it's a game. It's a stressful game at times. Very stressful a lot of the time.
It is.
But when you take a step back and realize that this is a game meant to have some fun, I think that really can help you loosen up, both you as a coach and the players on the floor. So, Coach Brown, before we let you go for the final time this season, is there anything you want to leave the listeners with?
Yeah, just come out and support the Carbon Dinos no matter what they do. In order for us to win and be successful at the high school, it has to be a community effort, and we all have to do that. And that goes from us as coaches and teachers and students all the way down to the littlest kid and parent, and everyone's got to support us. We're trying to change. We've got some really good coaches now at the high school, and we all want to change Carbon. We don't want it to be we don't want to keep losing because that's been our mentality for years. We're trying to change it, and I feel like if the community buys in, then I think we can do that.
And the shift has been nothing short of incredible this season.
Yeah.
I mean, you looked behind you. They traveled so well tonight.
They did. Yeah, they did. I appreciated everything they did tonight.
Well, Coach Brower, it's always a pleasure to have you up here. Thank you again for everything you've done for us, for Carbon, and for those young men on the court. You really have made an impact on the court, and we're excited to have you back next year, Coach. Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Again, your Carbon Dinos falling tonight 61-41 to the Richfield Wildcats, as tonight it marks the end of the 2024-2025 basketball season for Carbon. Sonny, before we wrap things up, is there anything you want to leave the listeners
Nope,
with?
just a good season. I've enjoyed doing the games with you, Aiden. This is our first year together doing football and basketball, and I'm looking forward to doing baseball. Congratulations to the kids. They play hard. They've had a good season. The Lady Dinos last night, incredible. Looking forward to baseball.
It's been fun with you, Sonny. I always enjoy spending those long car rides with you, despite all the things we disagree with. We're starting to find some common ground
We are.
on a lot of
Yes,
things.
we are.
So, Sonny, I always enjoy going to these games with you. And tonight marks the end of the 2024-25 season again for both the boys and the girls Carbon basketball team. Yesterday, girls fall 51-50 to South Summit in a double overtime heartbreaking game. Tonight, 61-41 to the Richfield Wildcats. And we hope you enjoyed listening to this broadcast as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. Sonny put so much time and effort into this. He really is putting in the work. He's fun. He's an asset to have here at the station. And, we hope you enjoyed this broadcast. And if you're traveling home from Richfield, travel safe. That can be a little treacherous. Keep your head on a swivel. Watch out for those other drivers. It's not you got to worry about. It's everyone else on the road.
Yep.
And, signing off for Carbon Dino basketball for the 24-25 season, Sonny Buscarini, Aiden Mortensen joining you from the Southern broadcast booth. We'll see you in baseball season rolls around. Thank you and good afternoon.